Hello, guys. Hey. Hey, Angel. Hey, Allie. All right, guys, don't mind me in the voice. I was at the hospital yesterday, had to get steroid shots. We got strep throat all around, so I apologize. This live is going to last as long as my voice lasts, just because I've been so sick. So, yeah, I can't promise how long it'll last, but it'll last as long as I do. How is everybody though? I feel like I haven't been live in a minute. How are you, Cancel?
I'm doing good, just hanging with kids and doing holiday stuff and appointments. Everybody was sick for a couple weeks and doing this, looking into this Rebecca Park case. It's been kind of consuming me the past couple weeks. I got to give it to Hollow Mom for getting me into this, but yeah.
Thank you, Hollow Mom. You took it my way.
Yeah.
So listen, I wanted to talk about that though, because there's so much happening. It's wild. Wait,
I think
she's,
Pink wants up too.
I know, I just noticed that. Yeah, I put her up. You there?
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I am amazing. How are you?
Good. Still getting over this sickness though, so we'll see how it goes. I'm
I
gonna
know
do this.
you need a hot tea.
I'm trying to fix the boxes don't look right. You know, and you guys know me and the boxes. I feel like they don't look right.
What's the matter with them?
Wait, are you guys
There
there?
you
Okay,
go.
there you
Yeah,
go.
it's
I was
better.
so used to it.
You had so many
Hey, Mulan.
boxes.
Hey, Chrissy. So guys, I wanted to talk about this whole Rebecca Park situation. Again, I've been sitting back quietly in the background. So Jan Ren just said hi to Moo. Guys, let me tell you, let me give you a little update on Moo. Moo was sick there for a while, get him all fixed up. I was trying to get him fixed, but he had other things going on. Moo was finally deballed, guys. He finally got fixed. I'm so excited. It took a lot of work to get him there, but man, thank goodness.
Poor
So,
Yay,
Moo.
Moo.
yay, he's got no more balls. So finally, we got
Aw.
the ball fixed up, able to be fixed. I know people on my videos were like, "Can you please get that cat fixed?" And I'm like, "Trust me, we're working." He had some other medical issues going on that we got fixed, but yeah, he's finally deballed. I'm so excited. Sorry, Moo, no offense, but
That's
yeah, he's
so funny. Hey everyone in the chat. By the way, I can't really read the chat right yet, but I do see some people saying hi and I missed you guys. So hey everyone.
Hey, hello, Mom. Hey, Tracy with an I. Hey, guys. So again, I'm gonna speak as much as I can with strep throat. If I'm guzzling my fluids here, don't mind me.
Yeah, there's a
You
lot
guys,
to go over.
yes, you guys know that as far as my lives, the only thing I ask you to do is tap the hell out of my face. Please get the likes up there. Cost you absolutely nothing. And so, you know, that and make sure you follow and do the same with the panel. So guys, yeah, just tap the hell out of my face. And do me a favor, guys, share this out. I haven't been live in a minute, so I already know that nobody's getting notified. So if you guys can share this out, I really appreciate it. Britt, you've been listening to those lives. It's been, y'all, I thought the Gypsy verse was crazy, but I guess apparently it's just the crazies all over TikTok, huh?
Y'all, that is
Yeah.
my show. Like when I tell y'all I am sat, I am glued to this phone. I'm canceling my Prime membership. Like who needs to stream anything at this point? Like we have our show that we're watching.
Yeah, yeah, seriously. Um, But, all right, so let's talk about the Rebecca Park case and let's talk about why I sat quietly and I just watched. I didn't do any videos on it. I'm very particular and very, I'm careful with active investigations. I was the same way, you guys remember, with Emmanuel Harrow and
Hmm.
that whole situation. I don't like talking about situations as they're actively being investigated. I am not the kind of creator that, ooh, once it drops, I'm going to throw it at you because I need to vet my information. I'm never going to purposely give false information. You guys know that. Don't believe me. I give you the information, look it up yourself. I always tell you that. Not try exactly, Halima. I'm not trying to impede on anybody's investigation. We saw that go down with on the Tira and the whole Emmanuel Harrow thing. And I'm not usually one to throw out names of creators, so that wasn't a disrespect. It's just, it happened to go that way. And so you really got to be careful. I know a lot of people are very judgmental about law enforcement. I am too, all right? Listen, I got family that's law enforcement. I don't know how they did that. So, of course, I question law enforcement. However, you have to remember that they have a job to do, and our hope is that they do the best that they can with the information they have. If we're out here trying to act like we are investigators, we're not. We're online investigators. I'm a sleuth, an online sleuth too. But we can't be investigating on true real life, because you don't want to see somebody go to prison who doesn't deserve it, and you don't want to see somebody not get found because we're screwing around.
Yeah, these are
Thinking,
real people, real victims, real
and a
lives.
baby missing. And there's theories. I have a theory. We all have a theory. We'll talk about our theories, but they're not set in stone, and they're not anything. I've gotten some comments of like, "Oh, I know this person and that person," but at the end of the day, I want to make sure that I'm not saying anything wrong, which I have. I've posted a couple videos with wrong information, and I'm like, crap. I feel
not
really
really.
bad.
I did that with Rebecca Harrow case, and I learned a lesson, and I was like, oh man, I really thought that I had vetted something and it was wrong, and I put it out there and I felt so bad. I took it down, I addressed it, and I know you address it too, but it's like you really got to be careful. Sometimes you're watching these lives of people who were there and you're taking them at their every word. Please don't do that, guys. These, like you said, like Pink just said, these are real lives that are being affected. And none of us are investigators. None of us are law enforcement. Like, we don't know what's going on at any scene at any given time. So,
Yeah, I'm just a nosy mom that likes true crime.
what I'm saying,
I'm
I'm just
nosy, period.
and talks about what I want to talk about. I try to keep the information as good as I can. None of us are perfect. That's the problem. I'm not saying that my information is always perfect. I give you guys what I got, and it's your job. And I tell you guys, don't believe me. Please go check it out for yourself. You guys got to make sure that you're doing your homework as well, because all of us should be accountable for the information that we're putting out there. And let me just say this, at a certain size, actually not even at a certain, any creator who is going to talk about something as factual, please do your due diligence. You have an obligation to your followers to be as truthful as possible. If you're not a T page, then you really need to be doing your followers some justice and not trying to feed them whatever. That's not cool to do to people. At some point, people hold you as some kind of source of information, and just remember that. And if you're going to be a source of information, then be a truthful source of information. Please do not throw people on these. The nonsense I've heard about Rebecca Park in the last few days has been ridiculous. And then I'm waiting for the point in these lives where someone's like, well, this is just speculation. This is not fact. And not a single person said it. And I'm like, what? Like, right down to the baby was a girl that she was carrying, and just the stuff that I saw was absolutely wild, guys.
Yeah, the rumor mill has definitely been flying here on TikTok. That's for sure.
I misspoke. Two things I said. That Rebecca and Rich were related. Not true. I mean, Rich did date Courtney, and he is a registered offender. And I also stated it was like 150 feet from the home, which it's not. It's 4 miles, 4 to 5.
From alive too. I thought it was credible information, and I'm glad, because it was not credible. She was not found 150 foot from the house. She was actually canceled. Am I right in saying that it was actually a couple of miles out in the forest that she was found, right?
Yeah, in the
Yeah, it
national
was over
forest.
4 miles, actually.
And
So again,
I live in the country, and that's far. That's far from a home in a small town. 4 miles in a dense forest.
Makes a big deal. It really does make a big deal. There's a big difference between a couple of miles, and I'm going to assume it's 4, but I don't know that for a fact. I didn't get a measuring tape. I didn't measure it. A couple of miles from the house and 150 feet from the house is a big difference. And that changes the entire outlook of who could have done it, what happened. It changes everything. So people are out here judging people based on information that's not even close to correct. Not right behind someone's house. Correct.
Yeah, because you got to think. I mean, to physically move a pregnant woman, 150 feet is one thing, but 4 miles plus. I mean, your means of transportation are going to be entirely different, most likely.
Well, everyone's out there saying Courtney did it. And guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't Courtney Bartholomew have one leg?
She sure does, and she uses
Yeah, she's
crutches.
the hobby
So whether you
hobble.
like the woman or not, and she could have run it, the whole situation, she kind of don't think she could have physically done it. Just saying. And that's a fact. I mean, just saying, you know. But
I agree with you. I think physically she had help.
right, it couldn't have been her without a doubt, only her. She could have been the mastermind behind it. There could have been, and again, this is all speculation. I just don't see a one-legged woman being able to kill a pregnant woman who's fighting for the life of her baby.
Can you guys put in the chat a 1 if you've not heard of this case, a 2 if you have?
And if you haven't, guys, I suggest you look it up, but do me a favor, go and Google it and look up the sources that they have on. Be careful what you see on TikTok, because there is so much misinformation and people, it's just been crazy. I mean, I heard them, they were keeping her in a freezer. And again, this isn't me, I'm just telling you the stories and the rumors I've heard. I'm like, what?
Do you want to
She was
start?
kept in a freezer. I'm like, what? Who told you she was kept in a freezer?
Yeah. Do you guys want to start from the beginning? Kind of, there's quite a bit of people that are don't know about what's going on.
Yes. All right. So let's talk about what the story is. So again, guys, interrupt me and correct me if I say something wrong, because I am not feeling the greatest, and so I'm just going to ride with what I know to be true.
And
So
let's give
Rebecca
it to
Clark-
Hollow Mom too. In the chat, you let us know too, because she's the one. She's like an expert on this too.
You want to come
She's
up here? Just in case
Yeah,
you need
please
to
come up,
interrupt
Hollow
me.
Mom, if you're able to and you want to.
You only have to talk if you want to interrupt or give us information or tell us that we're wrong or something, because I do know that you've been doing your homework on this one as well. But right, she was a 22-year-old female who was nearing the end of her pregnancy, approximately, I don't have an exact. They're saying approximately 38 to 40 weeks pregnant. Again, I just know that she was nearing the end of her pregnancy. She went missing she's from Michigan. She went missing November 4th. That's when she was reported missing from Wexford, correct. She was 39 weeks pregnant. I can't see that to be fact. I do know that they've been saying that, so I'm just going to say she was towards the end of her pregnancy, 38 to 40 approximately. I'm not going to say an exact because I don't have that information. I haven't seen a doctor's report. So I'm just going to go with what credible sources have been saying. Nearing the end of the pregnancy, close to due date, and she went missing, right? Finally, what was it? When did they find her, guys? She went missing November 4th. They found her
November 25th, I believe.
November 25th. They
Yes.
found her body. And really that's all I could say for a fact, guys, was that her body was found. Now, you will hear stories that the baby was cut out and they saw entrails and all of this nonsense. The only thing I know for a fact was that her body was found, and it was found, the coroner, it is definitely Rebecca Park. She was without a baby. The baby was not with her. Was the baby delivered? Was the baby cut out? I don't know. None of us know that to be fact. It has not been said. So until I can see that to be a fact, I'm not, who knows? There was no baby with her. So right now, Kimberly Park, who is Rebecca's sister, was picked up and she's still being held. Richard Thaler, who is her fiance, was picked up and is still being held. Last night, Courtney Bartholomew and her husband, Brad Bartholomew, were picked up, and they were supposed to be arraigned today. However, that was changed until tomorrow. So they will both be arraigned tomorrow. Do not know what the charges are. The charges that Stephanie and Richie were picked up on were really not connected to Rebecca. I know Kimberly was picked up. Her charges were false reporting of felony, impeding. What was it?
With
Tampering
evidence.
with evidence. And then Richie was on
lying to cops.
Lying to cops, and then Richie was on rug-related charges.
Yes.
So again, not really anything to do with any type of homicide, or it just looks like they're trying. It looks like they're trying to pick them up on whatever they can get them on at this point.
And their bonds are high. $750,000 for Kimmy and $1 million for Rich. So that makes me, sorry, toddler. That makes me suspect they are just holding them until this investigation is able to get more complete.
Hey, Holla Mom.
I know that Courtney, who is Rebecca's biological mother, and Brad is her husband, they are not being held without bond. There's no bond for them, right? Sam?
There's no bond right now.
There's
so
no
they're
bond.
tomorrow they're going to redo the arraignment, or they're rescheduling the arraignment for tomorrow at 10:30. So I think paperwork wasn't ready yet or something like that. I think that's what it was.
Okay.
They were arrested late last night.
Yeah, I know it was around midnight, right? Yeah, even after that.
1 a.m. I think for Courtney and 2 a.m. for Rich. Rich went back to the home with detectives, and they were looking around at some stuff. Don't know what it was.
Yeah, it was dark when he went back.
Oh my God, that was intense. Did y'all watch that live last night?
Yes, but I want to correct that too, because they were like, oh, Brad is taking them. He knows where the baby is. He's telling everything. Guys, you don't know why he was there. We don't know if he was there. We don't know if the baby had anything to do with it.
Brad, not Rich. Sorry, you guys.
Wait, what'd you say?
Oh, she said Rich on accident.
Rich on accident, but I meant Brad. Was take the
so many characters, so many names.
Yeah, there's a lot of characters in this. So you don't know why Brad was there with the cops last night. We don't know. Miss Moreland, okay, we got a name wrong. Let's be real. There's other misinformation out there that is a little bit more of an issue than a name being wrong. There is a 14-year-old. Rebecca does have a 14-year-old brother that was taken from the home. I am not going to speak on a minor, though. So there was a 14-year-old. I'm not going to give a name. I'm not going to give what could have happened to him. I'm just going to leave him out of the scenario. I won't speak on a minor. A couple of them are SOs. We know for a fact that Rich was, right? An SO?
Rich is, Brad is, and Rebecca's father, Fabian, also is. I have those crime stuff. I have the screenshots from. Yes.
And do we know if James Mercer is Kimmy's baby daddy? Do we know if he is or not?
I was looking for that. I haven't seen that either, though. That's what I'm not sure about him. So, yeah, I'm not sure about him. Do you know, Sam?
I'm not sure. I've heard a rumor. I'd have to look that up. That's another thing. There's so many. I believe so. And if in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. And it's okay that you guys are correcting us in the chat. That's fine. That's what we wanted. So, you didn't see evidence of it. Okay. But is James, because I get confused with the cousin, is James a cousin, like a Kimmy's second cousin and Courtney's first cousin?
Okay, so yeah, I think that's where people were mixing up the like who like when they thought Rich was the second cousin. It's actually Kimmy who does have a baby with a second cousin. So James Mercer is uh and I think they both verified it on the panels. James Mercer is Courtney's first cousin. So yeah,
Okay.
they are related, but Rich and Rebecca are not related. But there is another Rich who is a bounty who's related to James Mercer. He's James Mercer's first cousin, and I believe he's Courtney's first cousin, but by marriage.
So Duchess of Dallas just said I missed the 1:30 court. Duchess, the arraignment was changed until tomorrow at 10:30 Eastern. So
Yeah,
there
no
was no
charges so far and no bond because of flight risk.
hmm So what else do we know to be fact, guys? I'm trying to go with only facts because I've heard so much nonsense. It's like I do
There,
know
Rebecca and Courtney
Rebecca.
are adopted,
I was just gonna say,
and
yeah, by Stephanie Parks is their
yes, and
adopted mother.
the adopted mother has two of Rebecca's children and Kimmy's daughter. And I know that she stated that she wanted privacy, which definitely so for the children and her, because this is a hard time I couldn't imagine losing your daughter. That's her daughter, and I would say Courtney's just a egg donor, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I agree with
absolutely.
that.
And
I agree with
Courtney
that.
reached out to them on Facebook when they became of age. So Becca was
That
18
was my next
and
question, Hollow
yep,
Mom.
yep. So she found them and it's of my opinion, she probably found them years earlier and was watching them until they became of age.
Miss Mar, I didn't even see you up there. Go ahead, you can speak. I'm sorry. Don't.
You're
I
good.
was in the chat.
I just want to say I wasn't trying to be rude when you said a misinformation name. I just wanted to like correct you because you accidentally said Stephanie instead of Courtney.
I listen.
But there's
Listen.
no girl. You're
I'm having
good.
the girls talk. I'm not feeling well, so
I
I know
watched.
that I can speak. I
I
know that
watched
I
one of
can
your.
say it.
No, you're good. I watched one of your videos earlier, and it actually broke me down into tears because you are absolutely right. In one of your videos that you said, so I am from Wexford County. I went to school there. I know a lot of people who were personally very, very close to Rebecca. And as it is a sad, very sad and tragic thing that has happened to Rebecca, um, Rebecca was in a very bad situation. She grew up in a very bad home. Well, when it comes to Courtney, as far as it goes, who, I'm sorry, is not a mom. I wouldn't even call her a sperm donor. She just gave a beautiful, intelligent woman a life. As far as it goes with the questions, so Rebecca, and I'm going to recap it just to start from the beginning, just to help you out a little bit. So Rebecca is 22 years old. November 3rd, she was reported missing, I do believe, by her half sister Kimmy. Rebecca and Kimmy are not not full blood. They're only half
They have
Courtney.
siblings.
different dads.
Yes,
Right.
they have different dads. Same mom, different dads. So, the girls were made to believe by Courtney that they both got this inheritance money. So they went over to
But
their,
that's the $2,000.
yes, Courtney's, which when Rebecca went to go open it up, there wasn't anything there. Courtney thought that it was all about the money, and that's the only reason why the girls wanted anything to do with Courtney. And it wasn't. And Rebecca tried reassuring her mom, like, that's not it. But Rebecca was about to have a baby. So she was 38 weeks due for her third baby. She lost she had two babies, one in 22 and one in 23. And
And Stephanie has custody of those two.
yes, the mom did ask on live for everybody to give them respect because, in my defense, TikTok everybody had the same demeanor, but at certain points, this all became a clout chasing, trying to see who can win to the panels with what information, and it just became a game. And Rebecca was disrespected, and so was her family. Excruciating information that should have never been leaked to social media was leaked. And as much as we all appreciate, like, especially the people who were there during the protest and all that, we appreciate people talking about it because Rebecca should be remembered, and so should the baby. May the baby be okay, because there is no confirmation on where the baby is. But, um, God, it kind of hits home because it's still difficult to talk. Like I have my ups and downs with this. Um, when we went to the when I went to the protest, I stood out and I screamed and screamed and screamed. And I mean, I kind of feel bad because nobody was really home. But either way, it still helped. But the miscommunication, the misinformation, and then there's another thing that just really irks me is the fact that, like, you ladies had said that social media, like, they had taken it off. They didn't want social media covering it. But why aren't the cops doing anything when people are standing outside of the house videotaping on live?
Because can they? Is it illegal?
From where she's at?
It's not illegal. It may not be ethical, but it's not illegal. That's the
Right.
problem. I can't tell you
Yeah,
you
if they're
can't.
on public property,
If
that's
it's not
their
ethical,
right to protest.
it's fine. It's one thing to record it. It's one thing to watch it actively happen. But to give false commentary as it's happening, that was my problem.
Oh no.
That's where, like,
Completely
I was
agree.
watching these lives with everybody else, and it wasn't so much what I was seeing that I felt like was wrong. Even last night, let's go back to the live last night. We watched them. The cops pulled up with Brad. It was the false commentary that went along with what was happening. You can't tell me what's happening in that car with that cop and Brad, but you just told 2,200 people what you think could be happening, and they're running with that because they see a cop car and they think you know now. That's my problem. It's not so much watching it. It's the commentary that goes along with it that can be dangerous.
Well, it's like I was inside of somebody's live or I was watching somebody's live, watching a live, and they said, and this was like literally not like I got in the shower at like 4 something because I had started work yesterday, and it was around like 5 something that I had went to go get out, and somebody was like, "Oh, I already got her mugshot, Courtney's mugshot," and I was like, "There is no way you already have her mugshot. Like, there is steps that you have to go into and procedures that you have to go into, and it takes a pretty hefty time before they can even get you in. Like, you got fingerprinting, you got drug check where they make sure that there's nothing like inside of your body parts where you have to bend down, you have to cough, you have to get changed. Like, there is a whole procedure. It may take you at least an hour to 2 hours, even more that. But if you look at the stuff that was released, Courtney was booked at 11, and Brad was booked at 1 o'clock in the morning. But the miscommunication is what is tampering with the things. Like when people are standing out there and they're like, "Oh my gosh, Brad is with the detectives. They just
They're
went down
looking
the
for the
2 track."
baby. He's telling them where the baby is. I
They're
heard that
looking for,
last night. I'm like,
he's telling them that the you know what is down on the 2 track. Like, you don't know that for sure. And
that's
I
exactly what
get
the
at the
problem
end of the
was.
day, I get that at the end of the day, people are trying to help find this baby because this baby
Right.
doesn't have a voice. The baby can't feed itself. He can't change himself. Like, and I'm really hoping that he is okay. But then the fact that people are like, "Oh, well, they're taking this and they're taking that and they're doing this inside of the house and they cut the whole entire side of the shed," and it's like, it is dark outside. Like, I get we can't see anything. You might be able to see things standing like right there, but it the miscommunication, the false things that are said is the
It's the
reason
additional
why
comments.
we're not knowing certain things.
That's exactly it. And then people are taking, like I see a lot of these creators, and listen, I'm going to be honest. I always tell anybody who's been following me in here for a very long time knows, don't even listen to me. Take the information I give you, go look it up for yourself if you want true information. Don't even listen to me. Don't take everything I say as fact. You should never do that, because here they are now literally calling out smaller creators and, these people, oh, they're giving misinformation, but I need them all to understand, hold yourselves accountable. The larger creators that are out here holding these lives and giving this, you're the one giving them the information that they're out there misinforming people with. That's the problem. It's a game of telephone. You're saying these things on your live. You're holding yourself as some authority because you're there, and you're telling people that you know because you're there, when in fact you don't, unless you have bilocation and can be in a car with these people. And then other people are seeing it going, oh, you know what? I think she's credible. I'm going to run with her information. And now the entire internet thinks that Brad went and found the baby with police last night, or she was in a freezer, or all of this weird stuff that has nothing to do with nothing. And that's the problem.
It reminds me of the Jake Harrow and Rebecca Harrow case so much with the internet, and I get it's the internet. We're all going to talk, and everybody wants that poor baby to be found just like they wanted Emmanuel Harrow, his poor body to be found. And I'm not saying that Rebecca's baby's not alive or not. We don't know. But what I am saying is it became so much misinformation that it did impede on the case, where the police had to tell on a couple of the creators to please back away. I mean, they're going to the scene and picking up baby blankets and stuff like that.
Walking in the house.
Yes, walking in the house.
And I don't think that these creators are doing it to be, some of them are doing it to be malicious, I'm going to be honest. Some of them aren't, and I think that they're trying, but at the same point, you have to be honest with your followers and make sure that, you know what I mean? Like, stay credible. Guys, in this niche, when you're talking about true crime and these real lives are being affected, please stay credible, because it's so important, and it's really important to the investigation. At the end of the day, we want to find this baby. We want to know who, if she was murdered, we want to know who did it. We want there to be justice for everybody. But just stay credible, because, correct the information. We've all given wrong information. I've had to swallow my pride and be like, hey guys, I'm wrong. Do it to stay credible. Because
I mean, if you make gossip or tea content, like, that's cool. That's your style. That's your niche. But just, say that and let that be that, and let people decide, if they're there for the drama and the gossip and the tea, or if they want to, actually follow the case.
So, Ivory, I wanted you to go over your theory that we discussed really early this morning. And we've been discussing the last couple days about what you feel, how to look into this case.
Listen, when you look into investigation, I get everybody, wants the today and now and what these people did last week to be. You really have to look at who these people were, who was Rebecca, who was the family, and Halamam gave a good point. You always have to go back to the beginning, and everything always gets solved from the middle, right? Now, Halamam brought up a good point when it came to how did Rebecca and Kimberly get in contact with Courtney again if they were raised by Stephanie? That right there is a big thing. It's a big question for me, because that right there tells me who Courtney is, right? They were raised by a good middle-class family, which is Stephanie and that whole family. They have an entire family, siblings, aunts, uncles, all of it, right? What made these two girls who were raised from 1 and younger, which is how old they were when Stephanie got them, go back to Courtney, who lost custody of them when they were old enough? Was it, hey, look, these two girls were raised in a pretty decent household, middle class, they got money. Let's be real, we know that Courtney is an addict, okay? Money for these kind of people is a big thing. Is it they can help? Like, I want to know how Courtney came back in contact with Rebecca and Kim. That right there is going to answer a lot of questions that I may have. Because I think that's a very important part of how this all came about, was the relationship between Rebecca, Kimberly, and Courtney. So does anybody know that? Does anybody know how Courtney came back in contact?
Like, did she reach out to Rebecca and Courtney, or was it vice versa?
What I
And
heard alleged was that it
What
was
I heard.
Facebook. Yeah, that's what I heard
Facebook.
too.
I
Okay.
mean, and she's only been in their lives for 4 years.
That Courtney had reached out to the girls, right?
Yep. She said
Yes,
she saw somebody that looked like they could have been her daughters or something weird like that, and then just reached out to them. And so I think Kimmy and Rebecca, I think Kimmy and Rebecca just wanted to know where they came from.
So now, and again, I don't know, Miss, what, I can't see the rest of your name, Mrs. Moreland, is that it?
Call me Miss Moore.
You said you come from the area and you know of the family a little bit?
I know of her best friend, Araya Clark. Me and her grew up pretty like when we were 13. I did share the live to her, so if your mods keep out for a name, her name is Little Bit, or she just popped in.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, but
I believe I think I've seen her name. My love, if you're in here, can you request so that way you can help these lovely ladies? They have a lot of questions about Rebecca, and you know her a lot more than I do. So Little Bit is her best friend. That's how I know her. Me and
Little
Little
Bit
Bit
is
grew
whose
up.
best friend?
That Little Bit is Rebecca's best friend.
Okay.
Yes, I'm Rebecca's
And
best friend.
Little Bit is my little sister. Like we both adopted each other when we were 13 years old. We grew up together, we hung out together. But there is one thing that I do want to say before it slips my mind.
Yeah.
We all know that this society is screwed up, and I also want to keep in mind that you have 252 people in here. So if everybody could please like pay attention to when like the Facebook messages are going out or like a TikTok message, because people fake accounts all the time. And even though there is stuff circling the lovely social media platform, you do not know who is behind the screen. It could be anybody making a fake account on Courtney or Kimmy or Brad or Richard or even Rebecca. But I also do want to say that I'm not gonna say certain details. If you know, you know. But the pictures that are circulating, do not believe everything that you see, because just the fact that certain pictures are even allegedly leaked, that is so freaking disrespectful. And I say that with proud attitude behind my voice, and I don't care if it makes people mad. I don't care if I lose the followers. That's not what I'm doing this for. I have unfollowed over 1,000 people because that's not why I want my followers. So if you can please keep in mind that anybody could fake an account, anybody can make an account using the same exact name and the same exact profile picture as somebody. So please keep in mind of what you are reading and what you are seeing.
I just want to, before we even start with you a little bit, I just want to say to my followers, for true transparency, I have not vetted Little Bit. I don't know who she is. I have not vetted Miss Moore. So if you guys know them, you know them. Again, what they're saying is what they're saying, but I can't, anything Little Bit is about to say, I don't know who Little Bit is. So I just want to put that out there. So not that I don't appreciate you a little bit, I just need to let them know that we don't.
Real fast. Do you remember the video clip that went out about Courtney attacking a woman and saying, well, unfortunately, I have my kids?
Mm-hmm.
It was a video clip when all of this first originally went down. That is who Little Bit is. That is who Courtney is threatening and personally attacking inside of that video that went completely viral, saying that
Gotcha.
she is going to da 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 to a girl named Maria Clark. That is Little Bit.
I want to say I'm really sorry for your loss and everything that's going on. I I know this is probably hard, especially with the baby involved, and that's your friend, and you know her on a personal level, not on
She
a
wasn't just my
TikTok,
friend, she
and
was my best friend.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry for your loss.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
me too.
condolences. I'm very sorry. This has been heartbreaking.
Yeah, and we appreciate you being up here a little bit. So take it away a little bit. Go ahead.
Well, Rebecca was my best friend. Like, I met her through her fiance, Rich, because Rich was like family to me. So, when I found out that he was with Rebecca and we became really close, we hung out every single day, all day long, sometimes for days on end. And like recently, I saw her October 23rd to help her set up little baby Richie's room, and we got it pretty much fully done, other than the crib. And then next thing you knew, I was getting a call saying that she was missing. I remember sitting there, like, going for rides, singing at the top of our lungs, just laughing at Rich because he banged his head on a cabinet door. Just the fun things, mainly. Her favorite color was blue, purple, and black. She she was a very sweet girl. I mean, her and Rich, yes, they had their arguments and they had their fights. And yes, he did get pretty violent with her. But I would try to stop it every time that I saw it.
So Rich and Rebecca could be violent with each other.
He would get violent with her, yes.
Hey, Little Bit. So one of the questions that these lovely, amazing women had, when I had sent you the live, which I'm happy that you joined in. I miss you. Um, I How did Rebecca and Kimmy end up becoming associated with Courtney again? Like, how
Courtney,
did they?
Courtney had messaged them stating that she had money from their grandmother passing, and that's how they reconnected.
Do you know when that was?
It was the day before she went missing.
So they
But
recently just became back associated.
So I've been hearing that Courtney came back into their life when they were 18. When Rebecca was 18, Courtney found them on Facebook. Is that true? I've heard that.
No, that is not true.
so they had
Interesting.
no relationship with Courtney until recently.
Right.
Wow.
So
That
so let me
makes
ask you this.
so many
The
questions.
land that they live on, whose land is that?
That was her grandparents' property.
Is
I think
the
it's
So does
older
Courtney's
lady?
grandparents.
So
That's the
Courtney
lady
lives
who
on that
lives
land.
next door.
So
So,
Courtney lives on that land, yes?
yes.
Yes,
So,
And Rebecca also lives on that land. Is that correct as well?
no.
No.
She lived in Manton.
t-
So it's just Courtney and her or her parents that live there.
Monday
Her
when we
husband, Brad, and her 14-year-old son.
Okay. All right.
Monday
So
when we did
they,
the protest, okay, so if you're looking at Courtney's house, the house that's right next to it that everybody says is grandma's house. So I don't know if you guys were in the live last Monday. Um, la yeah, it was last Monday. But there was a truck that had pulled up, and the people who were in the truck had came up and said that grandma has nothing to do with this, and that Courtney and Brad had stolen that property from grandma.
Yes, that is true. And
I've heard that.
also, The lady next door that she calls grandma is not actually her grandma, it's just what they call her.
Didn't they
So,
confront the somebody outside, like somebody for grandma confronted, like to leave her alone. She does want to find Courtney and everything, but she's
Yes.
feels like she's being harassed a little.
Grandma said that she felt like she was being harassed and that she doesn't know anything. And she was happy that we were out there protesting, but she didn't want people constantly screaming at her house because at the time we thought that Brad was inside of the house. So we were all screaming at the house, "We see you inside the window." Like my voice still hurts from it. Um
Somebody
but
was
we
walking
like
in the woods that night too, after we walked down the 2-track.
I want to go back to the relationship between Rebecca, Kim, and Courtney. That intrigues me because that says a whole lot. They've only been in contact with each other for a few months.
Yes, and I do know that Courtney has threatened Rebecca multiple times. She threatened Kimberly and Kimberly's daughter.
So this woman doesn't really. So, all right, where I'm getting confused, and I think, and maybe you can help me with this, is because Kimberly was dating James, who is related to Courtney and also dated Courtney. Is that correct?
Yes.
But
James
they
is
didn't
actually
have any
Kimberly's husband.
relationship. Courtney and Kimberly didn't have any like talking relationship.
Yeah, that's why I'm confused because Kimberly
They,
herself said their mom had been in their life for a few years.
she was not actually in her life for quite a while. That's why she was adopted out when she was younger. Because the mother would actually try to poison them, beat them, anything she could to get rid of these kids.
Well, my whole thing is what I think a true tell of what could potentially happen and how this all went down is the relationship between Kim, Rebecca, and Courtney. Like, how did that relationship come about, and how long have they had a personal relationship? Like, I feel like there's so much misinformation out there. Some people are saying
Yeah,
a couple of
Kimmy even
years.
had said at one point she lived at Courtney's for
No, that
at
is a
some
lie.
point. Okay.
That is a lie.
See, and that's another thing. We have to bank on what Kimmy and Courtney have said, and so we have to kind of go through what these liars are saying
Right,
or what
which
the
I
lies
don't
are.
need credibility to anything that, you know what I mean, Kim or Courtney or any of them said, because you really can't at this point. But yeah, that's one question I really, how long were they in a relationship and what was their relationship? Were they friendly with each other? Were they, you
No,
know,
the girls were really scared of Courtney. They wouldn't even
like,
go over there by themselves.
so now I know both Rebecca and Kim have rug histories. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, so does Courtney. Were they
Yes.
connected in that world?
Not that I know of, but it could be very possible.
Okay, because that, I wonder if money and rugs didn't kind of play a part in, you know what I mean, a little bit of something. When it came to this money, I thought that was really recent. I didn't realize it was a few months ago. I did hear about the money. I thought it was $2,000. That's what I was told, that each of them were getting $2,000, but that there was no
They were
money over
supposedly getting 18,000.
That's how much she was supposed to get?
Yes.
Oh,
But there was really no money involved at all.
but no money was ever exchanged regardless of how much it was.
Right.
And now, again, I do know that she went missing on the 3rd and was reported missing on the 4th. That the 3rd, she was supposedly getting in the car with someone and going somewhere, and we don't know who. Is that correct? That you know of?
There was no vehicle.
Do we know that for a fact? Where did that story come from? Do you know?
That was just
Courtney.
something Courtney made up to cover up her tracks.
Okay.
According to Courtney, she saw her get in a car. It was dark. Like, well, initial
It
reports,
was Kimmy's car, right? Yeah, I heard that. I
yeah,
just wasn't.
initial news reports, and I think when Kimmy reported it, it was a dark SUV. And then Courtney started going around on Facebook. All of a sudden, it turned into a Chevy Impala.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. I feel like
I don't think there was a car.
I'm going to ask this question, and just because you're saying, and again, I can only go, I'm going to take all of this as best I can because you know what I mean? I'm going to go by you are who you say you are. But now, let me ask you this, and this isn't to insult or speak ill of her in any way. Please don't take it as that. It's just Rebecca had two children. She has a 3.5-year-old and a 2-year-old that Stephanie raises. Is that correct?
Yes.
So those children are so young. And I did hear that she wanted to raise this new baby boy herself. And you just said that you guys were getting the room ready and it was almost done.
Yes.
Why are her other two children raised by Stephanie and not by her? Can I ask that?
Due to drugs and postpartum depression.
So they were taken away. Did her mom take custody of them? Did she just hand them over and say, I don't want to do it? A little bit of both.
Her mom took them for their own safety.
Now, I do know now I'm going to be honest, she wasn't raising the two she had and they're very young. Only 2 years ago was the last one. What would make her think that she was capable and that the same people who took her other children would think that she was safe to raise the new one?
Because she had Rich in her life, where with the other two, she did not have the fathers involved at all. Because the first father of the oldest had passed away, and the second baby daddy just took off.
Now,
So, can I ask a question too?
hold on one second. Yeah, you can go next. While I hear what
I
you're
have
saying, you told me that they had a history of being physical with each other. So he obviously wasn't safe. And isn't he a registered SO?
Yes.
So wouldn't Stephanie have an issue with that as well? Do you think that she would really allow her to raise her baby?
Oh, she definitely wasn't going to. She was definitely going to take that baby.
So now, and this is just a theory, guys, I am telling you right now, can one of my mods, please put up pin that anything I'm about to say at this point is alleged and speculation purely, so they don't get confused. Courtney, is it possible that I know that Courtney has a history of false pregnancy announcements? She wants a baby. Allegedly, she was taking Clomid, which is a fertility drug. Apparently, she wanted to have a baby. So again,
She literally posted her Clomid script while they were on their way to search the house. That's
right.
how crazy. That's the
That's
crazy
so
we're dealing with.
weird. That's so weird, bro. That's so weird.
I'm wondering if I feel like they all had to have known that that baby was not going to, and again, this isn't a disrespect to Rebecca, but they all have to understand that that baby was not going to stay in Rebecca's care. Whether she had a room or not, whether, did Courtney want to raise that baby and realize that Stephanie was going to take the baby? That baby was not being raised by Rebecca. That baby was not going to stay with Rebecca. There's authority. Nobody was going to let Rebecca keep that baby. Like, was there like a situation that may have happened as far as her wanting to like run and then something happened, they tried to deliver the baby and maybe something went wrong with that? Like, I just feel like this situation goes a lot more than just, you know what I mean? Like, oh, she was pregnant and they chopped a kid out of her gut. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like what would make Rebecca, obviously Rebecca wasn't going to keep that baby. Was Courtney helping her with the baby or being supportive of this pregnancy?
Not really. Courtney wanted the baby to raise on her own because she got to keep Bentley after not being able to keep any of her other kids.
So I'm wondering if she thought that if Rebecca kept the baby, she can get the baby. And then when it realized that possibly Stephanie was going to get the baby, that maybe Courtney couldn't handle. And again, this is all alleged. This is just me running theories out. I'm just talking to you guys. None of this part of it is factual. You know, like maybe something that she realized maybe that baby was going to go away and she didn't want it to go away. I don't know. I just feel
That's
like,
kind of how I feel.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
That's kind of how I feel, honestly.
You know, I feel like maybe she thought that she could have gotten that, you know, baby from Rebecca, like I'm her mother, I'll raise the baby. And then did it come like, if I can't raise the baby, Stephanie's going to, and then all of a sudden Courtney realized there's not going to be a baby, I want a baby? You know what I mean? Like, I don't
Well,
know.
Courtney was
Preference this as in the chat, just for real quick. Keep it respectful to the panel members and the host, or you may be muted or blocked. And also, these are theories and opinions. This is not factual on a theory. So please, please.
I will tell you what is false and what is not, and I have been telling you over and over, this is just purely my own speculation. Go ahead. You were saying something a little bit.
So I was going to say something real quick. Courtney was posting on Facebook about Kimmy's baby, though, a few months back, because Kimmy did give, or Stephanie has custody of Kimmy's daughter. And so if you go back and look, there was posts of Courtney, you know, talking about Kimmy's baby being given to the state. And that was like in April, I think. So I feel like they've been in each other's lives a little longer. Maybe they haven't like communicated though, like talked or whatever, but they've maybe known about each other for this
Right.
period of time.
Yeah, that makes. I feel like there was a little bit more of a relationship there, and I feel like Rugg may have played a part in that.
And I just have one more question for a little bit. Do you know how Stephanie felt about the age difference between Rebecca and Rich?
Honestly, I don't know for sure, but I do know that she wasn't exactly happy, but she supported Rebecca in any choice that she had made.
Okay.
Let me ask you this: what was Rebecca, Kimberly, and Stephanie's relationship recently? What is your relationship with Stephanie? If you're best friends with Rebecca, can I ask you what your relationship with Stephanie is?
Stephanie let me work with her for a couple months, and then I ended up going to jail, so I ended up losing my job. But Becca, Stephanie, and Kimberly got along amazingly. Like, they loved them girls.
What does Stephanie know Courtney like personally? Is there any kind of relationship or do they know each other, or did she just adopt them out of a different
She
situation?
adopted them out of foster care.
So they were adopted. So there is no relationship between Stephanie and Courtney.
Correct.
Okay. I was wondering if there wasn't like a familial relationship there, and maybe that's why how long was Kimberly dating James? Do you know?
She's been off and on with him since she was 16.
I just find it funny that Kimberly, when did Courtney stop dating James?
That I'm not sure.
Because I find it funny that, how old is Kimberly now?
She is 21.
So about 5 years, she's been on and off dating this James guy who is the mother's ex, the biological mother's ex. But yet for the last 4 or 5 years, they didn't know each other. Did she know that James was her biological mother's ex?
I think she did, but I'm not sure.
And her second cousin?
Yeah. Like, you gotta wonder if that didn't cause some kind of animosity, because let's be real. If my best friend started dating my ex, I'd be a little bit pissed. But if my kid started dating my ex, that's just weird. Why would you do that? How does that happen? That's questions. I have lots of questions about that.
And isn't Rich Courtney's ex too? And so
Yes.
how did they come in? How did Rebecca and Rich become connected? Was it before Courtney reached out, or did they get connected and then Courtney reached out possibly because Rich was
I
They're
next
think
with
both
him?
dating their mother's ex and they have no relationship with their mother. There's no way. There's no way.
I think that Courtney reached out after Rich and Rebecca got together, but they could have been talking before that. I just know Becca told me that they just recently started talking.
So I want to ask a quick question. So just to clarify, there was a history with these girls and these men prior to their newfound relationship with their biological mother. Is that correct?
Yes.
Got it.
Were they trolling their biological mother? I mean, were they doing that to be like trolls? Because how do you both end up dating your mother's ex? First of all, I mean, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but the mother's 40. These men are well
I know. I
close to 50s.
thought it was really weird
Young,
too.
beautiful girls. What's happening here?
I thought it was really weird too that both men have been with the biological mother, and now the daughters have been with these men.
Can I say something? And this is just my opinion, and this doesn't reflect the opinion of anybody on this panel or the host. This is just me. But it seems to me like, and correct me if I'm wrong, it seems to me like these girls have been essentially, I don't want to use like the T word, like, I don't know if I can say that. Can I say trafficking?
Go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's appropriate or not, but I don't know if it's that kind of a thing. But there's like, in my opinion, to me, it seems like there's some level of grooming that led these girls into the clutches of these SOs who are surrounding their biological mother.
I was going to go there. Like, was Courtney setting them up with these girls?
It is very possible because she knew who her kids were and the names of them. So I wouldn't put it past Courtney because Courtney, well, I'm just gonna say it. She's a horrible person.
I feel like, how do you randomly out there dating and you randomly, both siblings, find your mother's ex? Both of you find a different ex and you decide to both, like, that's not random. Like, is that
Well,
like,
and she has a pattern of being with these SOs, and then what her daughters are being like shuffled to them. Like, it seems like a ring. It seems like there's an organized group of something happening here.
something happening? Yeah, I agree. Something is off with this whole situation. It just,
I do want to butt in for a second real fast, not to be a little bit. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm holding up the best I can.
Okay,
oh,
I just want to ask with all the questions and everybody inside of the comment, at the end of the day, you're my little sister, so I have to ask you if you're okay.
first of
Yeah,
all,
and
never
if you don't want to
talking.
answer a question, just say you don't want to, and that's okay. We can move
Please
forward.
feel
If
free.
not, if
And
you
we
feel
can turn the
uncomfortable,
comments off too, if that
yes,
makes you comfortable.
we can too, because there's
I did have a nightmare last night due to Becca's death and everything. So I didn't get much sleep last night. I got maybe an hour.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know this is a lot. I'm sorry. Sometimes I run away with my train of thought, but yeah, if you don't feel comfortable, you are not forced. You could just be like, pass me up. You're more than welcome. Just hang out here on mute. So I don't want you to feel like you're obligated. You owe none of us anything. And so I appreciate you being up here.
did Rebecca date Brad as well, Courtney's husband. I heard that, and I don't know if that's just a rumor.
I'm not sure, but it could be possible.
So wait, is that what you just asked? I'm not sure if you just asked the same question because we use different names, but she just said, can you ask a little bit if Rebecca knew Kimmy was having an affair with Rich? Was Kimmy sleeping with Rich?
Yes, because Rich was asking her to have sexual relations, and she did have a thing for Rich. But Rich was also having an affair with his first baby mama, the mom, and a few others.
So Rich slept with every female in his family who was old enough at this point. We think, we hope.
Yes. He was also trying to sleep with Rebecca's best friend, Paige. Well, other best friend, Paige.
So wait, hold on. So Kimmy is sleeping with Rich, who got her sister Rebecca pregnant. Now she likes this guy Rich and is sleeping with this guy Rich, and Rebecca's pregnant by Rich.
Yes.
What was
Courtney,
But the mom used to date him too, right?
Rebecca and Kimber? I'm saying Courtney. I think I meant Kimberly. Did I say Kimberly? I don't know what I just said. But Kimberly. What is Kimberly and Rebecca's relationship?
They were really close.
Even after Kimberly slept with Rich?
Yes. Because I didn't know that Rich was sleeping with Kimberly.
So wait, Kimberly was sleeping with Rich, the boyfriend, not the cousin, the boyfriend of Rebecca. That Rich. And she didn't know about it?
No, she didn't know about it. She had her, like,
She knew about it.
suspicions.
We all know
But-
about it. She knew about it. But then was Kimberly upset with Rebecca because she was pregnant by the guy she was sleeping with? Who she wanted to be with, obviously?
I think so.
So if Rebecca didn't know that her sister was sleeping with her baby daddy, like, did everybody know up until the point of Rebecca going missing? Everyone around her knew that her baby daddy was sleeping with her sister except for her. Am I getting that right?
Yes.
Was Courtney still sleeping with him?
No, Caleb, I was not with Rich at all. And Courtney sleeps with anybody and everybody.
So here's my question. Brad, Courtney's husband, was he with Rebecca too? I heard that. I don't know if that's correct. If you know if that's correct.
I heard the same thing, and I wouldn't put it past Brad to get with Rebecca.
Okay.
Well, I'm still on Rich. I've seen Rich. What the hell is everyone trying to sleep with Rich for?
I don't know, because he's really not that good looking or
They're
got anything going.
double their age, and I've seen Rich. Has everybody else seen Rich?
Yeah.
Rich ain't nothing to like. I mean, I could see if it was like a hottie McHottie and like everyone just wanted Rich, but why does anybody want Rich, especially these two girls half his age? I could see if the guy was rich, but Rich ain't rich. I could see if Rich was intelligent, but Rich don't sound too smart.
Well,
I
no,
could-
he's not. He's
Was
pretty.
anything that
Yeah.
would attract anybody. I mean, he's sleeping with sisters, so he ain't got a good personality. I mean, was he cooking up in the basement? Like, is that why is everyone trying to sleep with him to get the freebies?
Honestly, I think it's for the rugs.
I was going to say, I think rugs and money were being exchanged in the midst of all of this debauchery.
So So that's what I'm saying. If they knew these men before, there's no way that they didn't have some kind of, maybe it was a secret relationship with Courtney that maybe Stephanie and they didn't want other people to blow up their spot. But these girls, absolutely, in my opinion, I shouldn't say absolutely, this is my opinion, these girls had a relationship with Courtney for a while. Yeah, they had to have. You don't sleep with your mother's exes and get drugs from the guy your mother's banging without knowing that, without having a
And that's
relationship
very
with your mother.
possible because I know Becca and Kimmy both have a habit of lying and hiding things if they don't want people knowing.
Well, that was, I appreciate that. That couldn't have been easy to say, but at least it was truthful. It's, you know, it's hard sometimes to call out your friends, even if it's, you know what I mean? But I appreciate that truthfulness. It doesn't sound like anybody's telling the truth, unfortunately. Y'all, I thought I had a headache before.
This is an onion with a lot of layers to it.
You know what? I kind of get why law enforcement's taking a minute, like with their paperwork and stuff. I mean, this is a lot to unravel here. Let me ask you this. Who is is Courtney well, she's not a nurse. She doesn't have two brain cells to strike a match with. Is she some kind of something in the medical field?
No, she has never been in the medical field.
She's not a CNA or anything like that?
No.
I thought I saw somewhere that Courtney, was any of them? Rebecca, any of them?
No, none of them.
Okay.
I thought I saw somewhere that Courtney was like a CNA or some kind of tech or something.
But she was on fertility fertility treatment medication that she posted.
Yes, that was a while ago. That was way before she even had Bentley. After she had Bentley, she got fit.
Okay. Thank you.
Wait a second. So she said she got fixed. So she got fixed after she had Bentley, and that's the 14-year-old. And I shouldn't have said his name, but after she had the 14-year-old, 14 years ago, she was fixed. She can no longer have children.
Exactly.
But wasn't she just like making up these false pregnancies a couple of months ago?
Yes. Obsessed with pregnancies, having a baby, wanting to raise another baby.
But she didn't raise the first few that she had very well.
No, she didn't.
Why these women who have their children taken away just keep on having them? Like, you didn't like being a parent the first 2 times. Why are we doing this again?
A little bit. Do you mind if I ask you if you have any relationship with Courtney as far as like, have you met her? Have you interacted with her? You know, are you like, what can you say as far as like, what can you tell us about her from your perspective, from what you know or do you not know?
I have met her because I was with Brad's nephew a couple of years back. We became homeless, so she let us stay in her backyard, and she started threatening me while I was pregnant with my youngest,
in your backyard? I missed that.
Courtney.
Okay, go ahead.
She started threatening me when I was pregnant
You
with my
knew
youngest.
Courtney a few years back.
Yes.
So you knew Courtney, and your best friend's Rebecca, but you knew Courtney.
I knew Courtney before I knew.
Relationship.
I knew Courtney before I knew Rebecca.
Okay, how did you guys meet? Let's start at the beginning.
I met Rebecca through Rich.
Through Rich.
Like
Rebecca's Rich.
at a party, or like what was the scenario like?
I was actually going to hang out with Rich because, like I said, he was family at one point to me. And he's like, hey, I want you to meet my girlfriend. So I went over there and met her. This was 2 years
you
ago.
knew all of the players in this game before you even knew Rebecca.
Pretty much, yes.
Okay.
So you knew Courtney and Rich and them, but Rebecca didn't? Did she know you knew her mother?
No, she did not until after, like, a few weeks of us hanging out.
When did you meet Rebecca?
I met Rebecca 2 years ago.
Okay.
And Brad, I met him back when I was 8 years old because he was engaged to my mother.
Oh wow.
Wait, who was
What was
engaged to
that
your
like?
mother?
Brad was
Second, real
engaged
fast.
to my mother.
Brad, Courtney's husband, was engaged to your mother?
Yes. And that was
Small
just a
town.
disaster.
So you know all these players really well.
Yes.
Can I ask
Girl, you got some tea. You're gonna have to start back at the beginning.
Courtney started threatening me shortly after she met me because I was pregnant and she was obsessed with pregnancies and babies.
So you
So,
were pregnant and she was threatening you?
Yes.
Girl.
okay, so hold, you keep talking. I've got questions, but I got to kind of like.
Okay, I want to start back at the beginning. You said you were 8 years old and Rich was married to your mother.
Wait,
No,
Rich,
Brad.
Rebecca?
Brad.
Brad
Oh,
was
Brad.
engaged to my mother.
Okay, okay.
So do your
And
mother,
you,
your
sorry,
mother
go ahead.
and your mother and Courtney know each other?
Yes. They were actually best friends at one point.
Oh,
Wow.
so did you
So
meet
what would you say?
Rebecca by
Sorry.
chance, or were you introduced to Rebecca
I was introduced to Rebecca
through
through
like
Rich.
Courtney and them? Oh, through Rich.
No, just Rich.
That was before he was dating her.
No, that was while he was dating her.
Okay.
So what was your very first impression of Courtney? Take us back. Can you take us back to the day that you very first met her and like just, kind of run us through that time and how you were feeling in your perspective?
She showed up at my mom's and they were doing rugs together. She started yelling at me for going to get a cup of water. And honestly, like, I just didn't like her from the get-go.
Nelly Belly, say that again.
I didn't feel safe around her or anything.
And you were at her house? Her house, you said?
No, I was at my mom's.
Oh, you were at your mom's house, and she came over so they could do what they do. She was yelling at you about getting a glass of water in your mom's house the very first time you met her.
Yes.
And that you were how old when that happened?
I was 8.
Wow. And how old were you when you met Becca, you said?
2 years ago, so I was 23.
Wow. And when you met Becca, what did she or I guess so when you met her, she did not yet know Courtney?
She says she knew of her, but she didn't know her.
So once she met her biological mom, Courtney, what did she tell you about that experience?
She didn't really say much other than that her and her mom did not get along.
So then, wow. Can I ask, what do you think happened? And again, this is all speculation, guys. This right here is just theories being thrown out there. Please do not run with any of this to be fact or true. This is just what we're thinking now as far as theories go. But can I ask you a little bit, what do you think happened?
Honestly, my opinion, I
Thank
think
you.
that Courtney wanted that baby and was trying to cover up the fact that Rich was sleeping with her and Kimmy. So, with Courtney wanting to have that baby and everything, I think they killed her and had a few others involved with it.
Now, you know all of these people, Courtney, Rich, Brad, all of these people really well. Is this something that's up their alley that you think that they could have pulled off? And
Yes.
wow.
Ask a question, and if you don't know, that's okay. Did Rich want to have a baby? Because he is older. Did he want to have a new baby?
From what he says, yes, but he didn't really act like it with the way he was beating her up.
While she was pregnant?
Yes.
Did the doctors not pick up on bruises? Because let me tell you something. I was pregnant and I used some kind of like wax thing on my legs. You guys are gonna laugh. It was like an Egyptian friend. I ended up trying to rip it off and got bruises, and they thought I was being beat at home because I had bruises all over my legs. Meanwhile, it was a bad hack wax job. But they thought it was bruises, and they literally had me questioned there, had my husband removed from the room. My husband would never put a finger on me. My ex-husband, he would never put a finger on me, but because they saw the bruises, they literally had us questioned, like the whole thing. Like, did they not see any signs of? Sorry,
She
I'm
wasn't
not.
really going to her baby appointments like she was supposed to.
Oh, so she didn't. So, how much prenatal care do you believe that she got?
At least maybe 3 months worth.
Oh,
I do believe Kimberly was involved. Yes. I
wow.
believe Rich's first baby mama, Ashley, was also involved. And Ashley's boyfriend, Caveman.
Wait, who?
Rich's first baby mama, Ashley, and her boyfriend that goes by Caveman.
So that's a new character unlocked for me. I don't know. I haven't heard of Caveman yet. What can you tell us about him?
He's no good. He's into rugs. He plays with guns. He's violent.
Seem to
He
carry
just
that.
got out of jail recently because he got bonded out for rugs and a gun.
Allegedly. Um, Let me ask you this. Does Rebecca have any criminal history?
She has one charge, and that is retail fraud.
And do you know anything about Kimberly's criminal history?
And in trouble.
And what about Courtney? Just go down the line.
Courtney has one charge. I'm not sure exactly what it is. What was Courtney's charge, Dan? Was it larceny or something like that?
Something like that.
She burnt down a camper.
Arson.
I know that.
That'd be arson.
Arson.
Yes.
Now, let me ask you this. Fabian is Rebecca's biological father, yes?
Yes.
What do you know about him?
Not much.
What was
I
Rebecca?
know he wasn't really involved a lot with Rebecca until like a couple years ago.
Until she was an adult because she was adopted
Right.
out.
And
What was their
wasn't
relationship
Rich
then?
and Fabian friends? Or James and Fabian?
I don't believe either one of them were friends.
What was their relationship
So
when they did form a relationship? What was Rebecca and Fabian's relationship like as adults? Were they closer?
yes, they were.
So, does Fabian play any other part in any of these people? Or is he just like is he connected to anybody else in this puzzle?
I don't think so, but I can't really say.
Okay.
There is a picture, and I believe it's Rich and Fabian with their arms around each other that was found. And so I'm just wondering if that was the connection between Rebecca and Fabian to get back into contact. And I think it's Rich. I'm pretty sure it might be James because some of them kind of look like, but and I know the town is small. Do you know like how small? Like is the school like K through 12 like my town? It's all one school or
I think so.
that makes sense then on I'm not that it makes sense, but on some of the rug use and then the relationships to me.
I got a few people requesting, so if it's okay with you guys, I'm gonna let a couple of people up and they can ask a question or two. Are you okay with that little bit?
Yes, I am.
And I'll be sure it's respectful. And if you feel like you don't want to answer questions or anybody else that they have a question for, if you feel like you don't want to do it, please just let me know. That's not a problem.
I also want to say for somebody inside of the comment that keeps giving or asking the same exact question over and over again, Araya's mom is not relevant to this case, so she will not be giving any personal information about her. If I can
Who's Araya?
make that very clear. Or a little bit, my bad.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, little bit.
Gotcha.
That
Yeah,
question
nothing,
keeps
yeah.
getting popped up.
Yeah, we're
Because
not
Araya,
going to ask
or
her about her family.
little
Don't
bit had
spam
said
the
something
chat,
about a
you
mom,
guys.
and now somebody keeps repeating that over and over again, trying to make them known.
Yeah,
We
please
see you in the
don't. And if
comments.
my mods see it, can you guys
Vote me out
do
or
that first, and then if it continues, block. I don't really like the block, but if we have to,
Like,
mute them
Araya's
first.
personal life, is irrelevant to this.
Yes.
And again, this is all speculations. Just want to make that clear for you too,
Yes. Keep
because
it respectful, and thank you guys. Keep
your
an eye
monitor
out.
keeps saying she can't pin it in the comments.
I forgot that when your box is up, you can't pin it. But yeah, guys, mute it. If it goes again, block it. Hey, Autism Mama.
Hey, I have a question for a little bit if she don't mind, and I'm gonna be respectful.
Yes.
So you said, and correct me if I heard you wrong, but you said that James and Kimberly were messing around when she was 16, correct?
Yes.
And do you know how Stephanie felt about that? Because that makes, obviously Kim a minor and James, because I know James, I don't know him personally, but he's my ex-stepnephew's father. So do you know how Stephanie felt about that?
They hid it from her until she was old enough.
So you said they hid it from her until she was old enough?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a good question. I didn't even think I wasn't even playing that. That's a good question.
Yep. Yeah, I know there's a bunch of stuff going around about James as well.
Like that though, from a mom, like I think at some point, I have a 16-year-old and I would catch on at some point. Stephanie is the adopted mother of Rebecca, guys. I saw that in the comments. But with a 16-year-old, I feel like maybe for a little bit you could pull the wool over my eyes, but at some point, I feel like Stephanie had to have known something.
Yeah, as a mother, I think I would have found out sooner than later,
And was there like a friction then between James and Stephanie?
James is Kimberly's baby daddy, for anyone wondering. And then James has an older son as well.
That was a really good question. And let me ask you this. How much did Stephanie know about Courtney's and these people all playing a part? Like, did Stephanie know that these girls' boyfriends were the mother's exes? Like, I'm curious as to know what Stephanie knew.
I think she knew, but
Like,
I'm not too sure.
wow.
I do want to say something to autism's thing. Somebody, and I don't know if the person is still inside of the comments. Somebody did send me and I'll have to send you the link because it does back up a factual thing. To the underage aspect of one of the kids. I'm not sure which kid, but somebody had sent me a thing to a website that led into Courtney with a court case on a SA incident. And the only thing the person said to me was she is covering up somebody who was SA'd, and it was one of the kids.
I saw that there was another court case for Courtney. I just couldn't see it.
I don't know if we're talking about the same exact one. I will send it to you because it does, the does go straight to the thing, and that part had me curious. But another thing that I want to ask is I do believe the person is still inside of the comments, but somebody said that somebody relevant to this case lost a son that was also found in the same exact area. I don't know if that person can comment that again. I like that brings up questions to me. Again, this is all speculations, just people having conversations, putting their own opinions out. No disrespect, as if we can all please be respectful to everybody. Like, we're all human at the end of the day, and it's just conversation. I mean, that we live in a world where it's going crazy and it gets crazier and crazier on the day. Yes, Shelly, I think I said your name right. Can you please elaborate what you mean on that? Because I watched your comment, but as we got like 600 people in here, your comment kind of disappeared really fast. But that information actually really does, like, I mean, if there's another person who is particular into like the Courtney and like the little circle that they got going on around there, and there was another person that came up missing, I honestly think that that could now I could be wrong, but I think that could be a little bit more, like, that brings in a whole bunch more questions.
That's very suspicious. Great question.
Yeah. Can
That-
I go ahead? I wanted to just ask a quick question. When did they leave Stephanie's home? When did they stop living with Stephanie? Do you know?
I am not exactly sure on the age.
All the mom said the new girl that went missing is found. So I guess someone went missing, but she's found. Autism Mama, are you okay if are you done with your questions so I can let
Yeah, I
someone
just
else?
have one more question for a little bit, if that's okay. Now, a little bit, you said you knew Rebecca and her family. Now, did you know anything about her bio dad, Fabian?
No, I do not really know him that well.
Okay. And then I do have another thing to say. Caleb Hudson, I think, got blocked from your live. He was asking somebody for a ride. He's my brother-in-law, my brother-in-law's brother. He's a real good person. He's a
I'm
local.
sorry. I'm gonna admit that was me.
Caleb's
because
he's
I thought he
funny, but
was
he's weird
trolling.
at the same time. So
I'm so sorry. I thought he was trolling. That's why I was like,
No.
okay.
Yeah, he was trying to tell you guys
I'm
to have a little
sorry.
bit, get in his vehicle or something. So yeah, he was just being a little weird. So
I
he's
love
like
Black.
that.
he's just a dork. He was asking me to
Yeah.
get in.
Caleb is my baby daddy.
Oh, I can unblock him.
Sorry,
I'll block him.
Caleb. Sorry.
Didn't mean to do that.
No, you guys are good. Thank you so much for letting me come on.
No problem. Thank you for coming up. All right, let's see. Arkansas, she's been waiting a minute now. Excuse me.
Just
Ben, hey, little bit. How you feeling today?
I'm holding it as best as I can.
Okay. Well, I messaged you earlier. So my question is relating back to the personal question the first question I ever asked you privately, and I kind of don't want to bring it on here, but you know what I'm relating to.
I kind of remember, but I'd have to go back through our chat.
Going back to what the autopsy is going to reveal.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so now this is going to lead up to the question that I'm going to ask. Okay, you had just said that she wasn't really going to her prenatal appointments regularly. Do you think that that could be one of the reasons?
Yes.
Okay.
Intrigued. Wait, hold on. What was that about?
Was it due to you don't have to answer rugs possibly in the system?
Yes.
So you think that she wasn't going because she would have popped positive?
Correct.
Do you think that has something to do with her expiration?
I honestly, I believe it does have something to do with it.
So let me back up to how Little Bit and I ended up. Well, I ended up talking to her because I was in one of her lives, and I reached out to her, and I will be the first to say I do not ask her personal questions. I don't. I just let her talk. But I did say I'm going to let you know straightforward when the autopsy comes back, and this is before, all of this came about. I said when it is ruled, undetermined or homicide or anything like that, if anything, a tox screen comes back, I said, if anything is in her system, I said, I want you to be prepared. Things are going to get ugly. And I want you to prepare yourself now. So if you are going to tell her story, you be her voice before creators come on here and it gets nasty, because I personally, I dealt with the Caitlin Harp case. I don't know if you've heard the Caitlin Harp case. I live in that area, so I was one of the ones that was covering the Caitlin Harp. I said I want you to be able to be her voice before anybody else can be her voice. So I was one of the ones that I wanted to give her fair warning. It's going to get nasty. It's going to get ugly. So be her voice before anybody else can be her voice.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, no matter what, she's a human and she did not deserve what she did.
No.
Let me just say, drug addiction
let me say something, please.
is a sickness, just like the flu, just like a disease. It is a disease. Sickness. I want people to understand that people don't become addicted and go through these routes because they want to be. It's something that happens. But just keep in mind that addiction is a sickness that can happen to any single one of us.
Yes, go ahead, Little Bit. Go ahead.
Okay, so I would like to say that I was over at Rebecca's on October 23rd. And I do know she has used that day, because I tried to stop her and she would not listen.
That was October. Can I ask what was the choice? The drug of choice?
I would say ice cream in the best way.
Okay, math.
Okay, I will be, you guys, I'm sorry, my son's calling. Can I come right back as soon as?
Yeah, just
Okay.
Yeah, and don't feel anybody, like my dad passed away from a OD, so I grew up, best, and I still think he's the best dad in the whole world. So just so you guys know that there's no judgment on that.
Can I ask you, do you know about her other children? Was she sober or using with those children?
With her last one, she was using.
Was the baby born in withdrawals?
Yes.
Is it possible that she went into labor that day and they tried to deliver the baby and everything just went wrong from there and they got scared and tried to hide it? Do you think that it could have been she was doing something that night and kind of OD'd and they were trying to?
It is very possible.
Do you think that all of this was malicious, or do you think that they could have tried to get that baby out thinking like, oh man, she OD'd, we're gonna get in trouble, let's try and save the baby?
It was definitely malicious.
Well, because Kimmy, I mean, you got to think about it. Kimmy did go on and say she did not OD. I mean, you got to look at it that way as well.
I remember her saying that. Anything that Kimmy or Courtney or any of them at this point said, though, holds no water with me.
You're 100% correct. Well, you're
that's
100%.
that's the only reason I was asking. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, you're 100% correct, but you also got to remember with a pathological liar, which at this point I feel all of them are, at points there is always a truth to a little bit of something that they say.
Right. And I completely agree with that. Yeah.
And I personally feel out of all of them, Brad is the only one I feel showed that he wanted to get something off of his chest.
Yeah. I
mean,
like
if you
Brad's
look,
the one that I've heard the least about. So I think that says something.
yes, if you look at all of the interviews that Jax did, that and Piper's and all of them, and even when Courtney was blabbing her mouth on all of the TikToks, the only time Brad got mad was when he said, I am not going to get blamed to be the one that did it. Mm-hmm. And that's when he got angry. Yeah. But if you watch his demeanor, he looked like he just wanted to get something off of his chest.
Yeah.
And then he is the one that when they took him in, he sang like a canary.
Now, do you know Brad?
Me personally, I don't know. No, I just ended up talking to a little bit, and then Mrs. Moreland in there, because of the chats. And like I said, I just feel that if they wanted to talk, I was willing to listen.
Now, little bit, you said you know them all. Do you think that Brad was malicious in this, or was just there and knew about it?
I think he was just there and knew about it.
So you don't think he would have done anything malicious? You think he just would have let bygones be bygones and just let them do their thing?
Yes.
You think it was ultimately Kim and Courtney? I don't want to put words in your mouth, so you tell me what you believe, who they were.
I believe it was Courtney, Kimmy, Rich's baby mama, Ashley, and Caveman.
Oh, you think Ashley and Caveman had something to do with it? Can I ask what would their motive be? Allegedly, guys, all speculation at this point. Y'all, what is up with Rich? I mean, does he have
what is so special about this man in your guys' county? What is so special about this man in your county?
I mean, it's got to be hanging low for trying to jump on that train.
Because everybody around loves that man for the rugs that he can give them.
That's what I was just going to say. So, does this go back? So, I asked you last night about the compound. And you had said that it had just recently got raided. So, Rebecca had just recently gone to the hospital and knew that she was 1 centimeter dilated. So, being that she had just gone to the hospital, that means that if they would have done blood work, Child Protective Services would have automatically gotten involved, which means the day that she would have given birth, Child Protective Services would have gone to the house regardless if she was keeping that baby or not, because that is her residence. That means if you look at his charges, that is manufacturing. That means he is doing that in the house, and distribution. That house, that whole compound would have gone down.
Right.
Correct? I mean, am I or am I not wrong? So that puts Rebecca in danger, not just with Rich, but that whole compound.
Right.
So now you said Ashley was sleeping with Rich.
Yes.
So then why would they help? So then Caveman would have been pissed off that Ashley, his girlfriend, was sleeping with Rich, right?
Yes.
So why would they help him unalive the baby mama when they should have unalived him? Because he would that.
Nika wouldn't sleep with Caveman, and when somebody wouldn't sleep with him, he would get pissed off about it.
So who wouldn't sleep with Caveman?
Rebecca.
Who was pissed off? Caveman?
Yes.
So Caveman wanted to sleep with Rebecca. He was pissed off. Ashley wanted to sleep with Rich and was sleeping with Rich, and I guess Caveman didn't care that Ashley was sleeping with Rich.
No, because Caveman was sleeping with everybody else that he could sleep with.
So they were swingers. Apparently they were all just sharing. But still, I
Pretty
don't
much.
understand. Then what? So Caveman's motive and Ashley's motive is just to keep her man happy. So their motive would have been because because Rebecca didn't sleep with Caveman?
I'm not too sure. I know, like, she swung both ways.
Okay.
But I know she always said that she wasn't interested in Caveman.
This is, guys, again, this is all just speculation. We're just throwing this out there. None
Yeah.
of this is fact. I just want to reiterate.
Did they all do like hang out and do rugs together?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Was there, and I mean no disrespect, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but were there like group activities going on, like physically between all of them, or like maybe like in groups of threes, or like a couple with like someone else?
I know they have done things like that before, but I don't know how many times.
Gotcha.
So I'm just trying to think about this, guys. Give me 1 second. Hey, Salt Life, did you have a question?
Yes, I thought, and I hop around, to be honest, to all the
I
different
love that voice. I hear the cornbread in your voice.
Georgia.
Sounds Georgia. Okay.
Aw.
You should come down here, Ivory, if you like it. There's everybody talks in Mississippi. The cute accent, yeah.
I had heard somewhere, and I want to say maybe it was when Ashley was talking about the hospital visit, maybe, but that Becca had decided to be clean right there in October, so she would be ready to be good for the baby and for her.
Right, but is that really a thing? That's easier said than done?
I don't know, because I've never, yeah.
I feel like as an addict you can
So even with
and try, but it doesn't mean
even with long-term use, during pregnancy, cleaning in October, it's still in your system.
Well, I'm just kind of debunking the OD part. Because Kimmy's statement was that Courtney over the head was something when they got into an argument that night. That was her confession.
Right, and the thing is we're not even going to know until trial because they're not going to release that.
Right.
They're not even going to release that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, in my gut, I don't think it was by her fault. I think it was. Brad covered it up for her, and I think somehow Kimmy knew or walked in or something, so she told Kimmy what happened and then held over the threats over her head to help her, keep her cover. And I think it got to a point where Kimmy, and I'm not saying Kimmy's completely innocent, because the moment that happened to my sister, I'd have been at the police station, but this whole case is so intertwined and crazy and things that you can't even imagine. But I do think maybe that's why Kimmy has the charges she has, because she was not a part of it. And it's a way to pieces together and somewhat protect her. And I honestly, as much of a dirtbag that Rich seems, I don't think he had anything to do with it. I mean, I think he fed her rugs for their whole relationship, but I don't think he had a hand in what went on either. But
So
that's just
I
my
don't necessarily agree with you with Rich not having anything to do with it. I think that that's one reason why they are holding him and Kimmy both on such high bonds, because they had to hold them on something until they could put bigger charges on them. And being that they knew for a fact that he was manufacturing, they knew for a fact that he was dealing, that's why they could get him on something. And the same with Kimmy, is they knew that she had lied to the police and they knew that she had tampered with that cell phone. They could get her on those charges right then and there. They had to wait for Brad and for Courtney, because you only get one shot and you get one shot only.
right.
So that's why I don't agree with the Rich and with the Kimmy thing.
Yeah, first of all, like I said before, I can't take anything Kimmy said into account, because I think, one, she's just as guilty as everybody. Two, I think the charge of reporting a felony, lying and reporting a felony, you gotta wonder if they don't think that she has something to do with it. And here you are saying that she's missing, meanwhile you're the reason she's missing. She was sleeping with the girl's husband or fiance or whatever. There's no way that she was innocent, everyone.
Well, they all slept with everybody. It seems like nobody was off limits.
That's the truth. That's the truth, But at the same point, how recent was Kimmy sleeping with Rich?
It was like a month ago.
Now, granted, everybody's sleeping with each other. When we're pregnant, we're super emotional, and even worse, we tend to like our significant others even more. And I feel like here I am carrying a baby, and my sister's going to sleep with my man. That right there, I feel like there had to have been a guilt from Kim. I feel like Kim might be playing this just as big. I think she's just as involved, and she's playing it out of guilt. And that's just my opinion.
I agree.
Everyone's entitled to theirs. I just feel like Kimmy is playing all this crap out of guilt because she did something, and she's been doing something behind her back the whole time. And that's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it.
Now, have you ever had a negative interaction with Courtney?
Yes, quite a few times. Courtney threatened me while I was pregnant with my youngest, and then when I asked her if she knew where Rebecca was, she flipped out on Facebook and threatened me.
I mean, you told me about your interactions with Rich when you tried to get in between the two of them. You told me that last night, but I just wanted to know if you had any with Courtney. I mean, that's just. What about Brad? Have you ever had any interactions with Brad?
Brad was actually engaged to my mother when I was younger.
Oh.
He actually lived with my mom when my mom had me. And honestly, he pretty much stuck to himself. Even when he had his kids, he did nothing with them.
And he has 13 children, right?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was 10. And then she counted Bentley as one.
Bentley's not one of his kids.
I
Bentley
know.
belongs to somebody named Chuck.
Who's Bentley's father?
Bentley's father's name is Chuck.
No, she said he has 10 kids, but then Bentley, and I think she was meaning he was a father to Bentley, not really his father.
Yeah. I mean,
What was it with Courtney attacking pregnant women?
Out of jealousy, maybe?
Didn't she attack Paige?
Who's Paige? Is Paige the friend?
Paige, the where this all started.
Yes.
Yes. She attacked Paige with a baseball bat. Pregnant in her front yard.
Yes, she did.
I was also told today that she has an assault charge against her for attacking somebody with her prosthetic leg.
Wait, what?
I don't mean to laugh about
Please.
that, but
Yeah, I
wow.
was told that she had a charge today for attacking somebody with her prosthetic leg.
And that's just alleged, guys. We can't get that.
That's something that I was told today.
This is all alleged for educational and entertainment purposes.
Y'all,
So,
I can't.
it's definitely entertainment.
Oh my god.
This is
I don't
like
know who Mouthy is, but I want to make it very clear. Little Bit is not Paige. For everybody attacking Little Bit inside of the comments, Little Bit is not Paige.
yeah, guys. Can we stop saying little bit is Paige and
Little Bit knows that the internet is the internet. That's why she's getting Rebecca's story out. She knows things are not perfect. This is her willingly. She's been told prior if she feels uncomfortable with any questions to do not answer them. So she is well aware as well
yeah.
of that.
Little bit. Are you the one that early on when Paige was on live, she had you ride by Courtney's house? I can't remember why.
Yes, and that's because she heard that the cops were out there.
Okay, yeah. Okay. And you're kin to Paige, right?
No, just a friend.
Okay. Are you kin to somebody in all this?
No, I'm just Rebecca's best friend.
Okay.
A little bit. Do you know somebody named Shaylin in the comments that's coming after you pretty hard?
What is who? Shay? Who?
I can mute them and block.
I know
It's not-
Shaylin.
It's not the one that we were with that was in your live last night. It's somebody completely different.
Yes, somebody completely different. I don't know who she is.
If Shaylin is being
I
rude
know.
once, if she continues,
She's saying that little
I
bit
know
is
Shaylin.
Y'all better keep it cute in the comments or get muted or blocked. Like, this
trying
is
to
her
block.
opportunity. She came here on her own to talk about her friend who sadly has tragically passed away. Show some respect or show yourself out. Period.
guys, keep it respectful. Believe people, don't believe people. State your opinions. Just keep it respectfully. State them. Caleb wants to come up. Is everyone okay if I bring? Who's Caleb? That the one?
Yeah.
The baby daddy.
Oh, that's who's going after Sam for blocking him.
That's somebody else's baby
I'm really
daddy.
sorry. I'm so sorry for
My baby
blocking. I was
Somebody
confused.
else's baby daddy.
I wasn't going after anybody.
I'm just kidding.
I was trying to make some jokes because it seemed like everything was getting a little tense. But no, there's also that, I don't know who Mousy is, but she's like steady everything. Like everything Lil Bit has said, she's like, yeah, but that's bull crap. That's bull crap. No, that. And I'm like, it's like, so I'm trying to figure out who that is.
Guys, if you see it, mute it. It's not even. You know what? My advice is I don't even read the comments. No.
Can I say something real fast?
Because it's just going to get you aggravated. It's not worth it.
Is it Mouse Truth or something? The one that's in the medical field that travels to Florida and back? Because she has Mouse in her name.
No, it's just like it legit just says Mousy and it has like emojis.
Okay, it's not her then.
I'm watching the chat, so I got y'all.
Biological name of Araya's mom. But can I say something real fast, not to try to interrupt? Shaylin was not trying to be rude to anybody. Araya, sorry. Oh my gosh, I keep saying everybody else's name. Little Bit, she was not trying to come after you. That is, in a message for reasons, in a private message, I will tell you who that is. But that she was not trying to come after you. It was just being weird with the comments.
That's why I try not to block, because sometimes it may come off as being rude and they're really not. So, yeah.
I'm the perfect example of that again. Doing that to Caleb. So, yeah.
Well, it looked very nasty when she was saying she's on math, she's on and when it said your name. So it was looked pretty nasty.
As for Caleb, that's what you get for trying to get people to get in your van. Just saying, homie.
I was
Oh, is
trying
that
to.
Why
what
would you,
happened?
I was trying
Caleb?
to
You
ask a
don't
little bit
even
if she wants
have
to
a
get.
van.
I
You
got
have a
Suburban.
Suburban. There's a difference.
You could still get in it.
So
Homie.
You're not wrong.
let me ask you questions. Do you know these group of people as well as Little Bit does?
I know Rebecca because I was with Rebecca before she got with Rich. I knew Kimmy through Rebecca,
You dated
but I
Rebecca
really
before
wasn't
Rich.
before she got with Rich. So I was with her, and when I found out she was getting with Rich, I messaged her saying that that's not a good idea, just because I knew Rich personally, and I didn't like him. I knew his charges, and like I said, and, I knew Kimmy through Rebecca, but I didn't really talk to Kimmy that much.
Okay. And Courtney and them? Did you know Courtney and them?
No, I didn't even honestly like even when I was with Rebecca, she never even brought up Courtney. So I didn't know she was.
Before he was with Rebecca.
Hey, Ivory.
Yeah.
Shay was talking about Courtney when it came to the math part. She was not talking about anybody inside of the panels. She was tagging Little Bit's name to try to make it known that it was Courtney who was on math, not
Gotcha.
Little Bit.
She's fun. Yeah, she's good.
After
What was that, Caleb? You kind of cut out.
I said, I was like, now I feel bad for going after her like that because like the way it seemed like she was going after her a little bit.
No, I personally know her. She is very close to me. She does not have any rude intentions when it comes to like she just messaged me a private. She doesn't even know who Little Bit is. So,
Heather, you said you have a question. Did you want to type it in here? She just in big caps me, I have a question, so I wanted to let you know I saw that. Just big caps it so I don't miss it.
Everyone for joining the live, by the way. We're talking about Rebecca K. Park, who was missing at the end of her pregnancy and has since been found deceased. And on the panel, we have a best friend of hers and some close family friends as well. So please be respectful in the chat and don't forget to tap the screen and show some love for free. Thanks for being here, guys.
Everything in discussion is speculation. We'll let you know if any of it is fact, but until then, I don't want people outrunning and taking what we're saying and using it as fact. Please don't. We're all just talking and trying to piece together things, but nothing that we are talking about right now is any bit of fact, and we will let you know when there is fact involved. I just want to put that out there and reiterate
also,
that.
as far as it goes with the baby, we do not have any confirmation on the baby, and as of right now, I don't know if anybody else on the panel will agree with me. As far as it goes with the baby, I think that conversation, I hope that we find him, don't get me wrong, but due to all of the stuff that has happened, yes, by talking about that individual, we did find out where Rebecca was, and I want to say thank you to everybody who did take the time. I seen a couple of people come in. Bonnie Hunter, thank you for all the work that you've done. Araya, thank you for coming up in the bubble, and everybody who's just talking about it. It really does. It is pretty amazing how some people do have the best when it comes to this community, and TikTok does do a pretty phenomenal thing. I mean, like I said from the get-go, a lot of people did the protest because Gabby Petito, even though the cases are different, Gabby Petito went completely viral with people, especially TikTok, giving a word and talking about it and compromising and doing what Ivy is doing right now, allowing people inside of her bubble. As far as it goes with the baby, I think that as of right now, out of to respect, I think we're going to put that conversation as a pause because I feel like with people giving false accusations, it could tamper with the investigation.
Yes.
I do feel that with us talking about certain things, and especially with, I know that certain individuals are locked up right now, so they can't get inside of the panels. But we do not know as of right now who is all behind scenes, and I really do feel that with us talking about certain things, certain individuals, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but certain individuals were one step ahead of us when it came to Rebecca. I feel like if the false accusations wouldn't have been said and people just running with the stuff that came out of people's mouth, I feel like Rebecca would have been found before she was found. And may her soul rest in peace, and may the people who love her and are here for her, and we're really close, may your guys' hearts and everybody have prayers for you guys tonight. But as far as the baby, I feel like putting that as a pause. So if we can stop questioning or asking questions about the baby out of the safety of the baby, I do not know the circumstances. And, you know, I know we all want the safety of the baby, but I don't want to compromise it. And I feel if we kind of put a pause on the false accusations, the baby could
What
be.
Ivory and I and Pink spoke about prior is that's the issue. There's all this information going around and it's speculation and people think it's true and they're getting upset because they haven't found the baby yet. But again, we don't know where the baby's at. We need to leave it up to now the investigators.
The
And once
only
that
fact that we know about the baby is that the baby was not with Rebecca. Period.
Yes.
Point blank. That's it.
all.
and Rebecca is the
Also-
mother. That's
Also,
what we
I was asked if Shaylin could please be unblocked. She does have information that she wants to
Shaylin's not
tell.
blocked because she's requesting right now. I just don't have room on the panel. Shaylin Ray 26. Yeah,
Yes.
she's not blocked. Salty Life. Can I knock you down for a second?
Yes, just one question somebody had asked in the comments for Caleb. Do you know if Brad has a son named Connor?
I'm not 100% sure.
Yes, he does.
If he's
Sorry,
a
I said,
minor, please don't
I
mention
don't know
minors on my
that
panel.
family.
Let's not talk about Brad's
If
other
the child is
children
a
that are
minor,
not.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like I said, I didn't know that side of the family.
Okay.
The only one I didn't know even though Rebecca was even adopted. Like I had no idea about that until all this came to be.
And then somebody else asked, how long did you and Becca date?
Like a couple months.
Okay. All right, I'll drop down. Thank you.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Here you go, Shaylin. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hi. So I was not talking about Little Bit at all. I'm very anxious because I live down the road from all of this happening, so I'm very shaky, and it automatically tags people when I type. Kimmy is actually dating my cousin.
Then I owe you an apology, and I will be the first to give it to you. So my
I
apology.
appreciate. Yeah, I was not attacking anybody. I don't know anybody other than Caleb and Miss Moreland. But I live down the road, so like I'm extremely shaky from all of this going on with the kids and everything. No, I've been on other lives and people have been attacking Kimmy, and somebody actually thought that I was on a fake profile. But she's actually dating my cousin.
So Kimberly is currently dating your cousin?
Yes.
Oh wow.
I found that out when I was watching the courtroom live. My family was sitting in the front row.
Who's your cousin?
Matthew Burns.
Okay.
Oh wow. So so I guess he knows his family. What does he think about this?
He's honestly not talking to anybody. Jacob's kind of doing more of the talking. But I can tell you from a personal experience, like, they're very sweet and very, I don't want to say delayed, but like emotionally and socially, they don't really interact with people. So literally, we just figured this out the other day. Me and my mom did. So we kind of got sucked into all the drama too.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I was not attacking anybody. I don't know anybody other than the two I said.
You're
But I
good.
live right down the road from all of it, so it's like,
So you live right down the road, but you don't know any of the players in this game.
I've never met. Well, that's a lie. I've met the stepdad. He used to date my mom forever ago.
Brad?
Yeah, forever ago, before she married my current stepdad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that because I feel like right now, with everyone knowing everybody and somebody, it really is a small town. I come from a city. I don't know how small town life works, but apparently, wow, people really do know everybody.
It's, yeah.
I mean, Cadillac's like, you know, you can walk outside and you know at least, you know, 10 different people.
Like my nephews, we live in a small town now, and they would go, "Oh, we like this girl," and they'd have to tell us the name to make sure that they weren't related, because everybody,
Oh no, that's
knows
a
everybody.
real thing. Everyone thought me and my husband were related, and that is no. We just, it looks real familiar.
That was a battlefield for years because Shaylin is actually related to me. Her husband is my brother, and I don't know how many times I was asked, "Oh, so your brother and sister are dating?" And I was like, "Huh? What are you talking about?" Like, no, they are not.
You said Shaylin's.
I'm married to Miss Moreland's brother, her older brother.
Oh, wow.
I've been married to him for almost 7 years.
We need like a
All
family.
you guys are related or have dated each other, or in you. That whole town is like
Related.
in one. It's
Kind
a
of
big
like
circle.
pretty much like Alabama if you
At
look
least
at it,
you
but
got-
without the Alabama title.
Wait, Shaylin, you said that your mom dated Brad.
Forever ago, yeah.
At least he
Like,
wasn't rich.
back in the early 2000s.
So your mom dated Brad, and then little bit your mom was with Brad, correct?
Yeah.
Correct. I think Araya is away from the phone. Araya, if you are still by the phone, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm hanging in there.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because you took a little bit of pause there, so you were kind of giving me a little.
Never mind. I know who Little Bit is. I'd never attack her.
Yeah, I didn't want to say her name on live, but I was gonna. I can't answer messages, but you two know.
Yeah. No, no. I'd never attack anybody. But no.
Also, trying to figure out how you know me.
Also, back to the whole relationship thing in the small town. Okay, go play real quick. Yes, go play. Back to the whole small town dating thing. Somebody was suggesting motive from Kimmy because Kimmy and Becca dated the same guy or slept with the same guy.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where I got attacked because I said, well, unfortunately, this is Cadillac, and you'll find that in a lot of families here.
Yeah, see, I can see that. The problem was that Kim slept with Rich while she was still with Rich.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I feel like, a little bit different. It's one thing to date the same guy because both of these ladies are dating men that their mother has dated. It blows my mind. But Kimberly was sleeping with Rich while Rebecca was with her, which I think.
Yes, which is very common around here.
Going after such older men, because if they're dating the mother, and Courtney's 40, and these men are well into their 40s, 45, 47, whatever, why are these young 20-something-year-olds dating these older men? Are there no young guys in Cadillac?
Well, I still can't get over the fact that everybody except for Rebecca knew that Rebecca's baby daddy was sleeping with her sister up until the time she went missing. That still has me stuck. I'm stuck on that.
Like Alicia just said, and I see that comment, Alicia, I guess it really does all go back to the rug situation, though. And I guess when the dealer, I guess that makes sense. If they're the ones dealing it out, they're the ones, I mean,
I can
Well,
also confirm that when
I
it
was going to
comes
say,
to
go ahead.
when it comes to Wexford County, and I know at least 3 individuals inside of the chat, inside of the panel, can vouch for me. When I was 17, and I'm not going to go into it, there was something that tragically happened to me, and it was on an SA level in Wexford County. From your whole aspect of these older men dating these younger women's, these younger ladies and stuff like that. When it comes to Wexford County and it's brought inside of the court, I mean, my mom had video proof, she had text messages, she had screenshots for days. I mean, like, the whole living room had every screenshot known command. And they straight up looked at me and told me that I walk like a duck, I talk like a duck, I must be a duck. I was groomed, I was taken advantage of, and I was 17 years old, but back then I had the mental state of a younger kid, if that makes any sense.
I was gonna say, you gotta tell them your mental stability too.
Well, back then I wasn't there. I went through a lot of counseling and stuff, so I am completely different. But back then I was not it. I don't really know how to explain it, and I also don't want to get all into detail because it still does hit hard. But back then, the courts completely side-eyed everything, and they let the people walk. And when we had, and I know Shaylin can vouch for me, these people since 2017 have harassed, they've personally attacked my family, and when Wexford County is called about it with screenshots and text messages, even them going after minors in the inspect, they don't care. The Wexford County just goes, oh, well, it's not my problem. If you don't like it, block them. Turn your head around. Shut off your phone.
Say those people, that couple is still walking free in Wexford and babysitting young children.
oh
I say
wow.
the thing is like they're still letting people ROs loose. They'll give them a little slap on the wrist, say don't do it again, and let them out. But like any other small a small crime, they're getting locked up for 3, 4, 5 months.
And
That's sick.
In university, when all of this went down with Miss Moreland, and put it this way, I wasn't even with her brother at the time, and I got pulled into it. And I didn't even live here at the time. I lived in Mount Pleasant at CMU. So, I mean, and now every time I go to the store or I walk outside my house, I have these people threatening me.
I moved out of Wexford County, and I know this isn't relevant, but this does explain for everybody who's going to come in the comment section. This has nothing to do with Rebecca. However, it does not revolve with Rebecca. It does give a very highlighted, and I want to say that with empathize behind my voice, of what kind of town Wexford County is, which is also Cadillac. If nobody knows what Wexford is, it's Cadillac too. If you, and I don't even care if these people, if you look up Shauna and Alton Graham on Google, y'all could go read it for yourself because like I said, I come with receipts. So if you want to look it up, you could go ahead and look it up.
I have the phone that it all happened on too.
But it does, like, they don't care. So when, like, somebody comes up and says, oh, well, this person, da 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 da, I mean, I moved out of town and I had these people coming to Mount Pleasant. And if you know where Wexford County is to Mount Pleasant, it's about an hour and a half, if that. And these people were coming to Mount Pleasant to even come see me at my job. And I hadn't spoken to them. I didn't want anything to deal with them.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Question for someone in the chat. I've actually seen a couple of comments about this, and this is for those of you on panel who are from that town. or have lived in that town. The chat was wanting to know if any of you are familiar with a case about someone named Jimmy Strobel or Strobel. Does that ring a bell for you guys?
I'm actually friends with the sister of Jimmy Strobel, and it's still an open case. It's still unsolved, and that's been how many years?
Since 2013, I think.
Yeah, since
What
like
was that case
2013.
almost the same as this one? Did that have something to do with this?
He went missing, and then one day they
Found him in a tree.
hanging in a tree with
Oh,
Oh my God.
a hose from like a garden hose.
Somebody made a comment. Looks like
For them. What about that couple that went walking or hiking a couple years ago? Was
Hey
I don't
guys,
remember their name.
just so that you know, be careful. You guys are being watched.
Who's
okay.
being watched?
Oh, who's speaking?
That's trust in God.
Oh, I didn't even know they were up here, but who's watching? Let them watch.
I just want to let you guys know that you guys are being watched.
By
Who's
who?
watching us?
And for what?
Like I will say, you're gonna have people watching you, and for the people who are watching in the backgrounds,
Let me just first of all,
It's
this isn't my
fine.
first video with a live and people watching me, so let me just say that. Hello. Second of all, people can watch. Be careful what you take as me. All of my lives are posted on YouTube. I do not spread misinformation, so do know, and my mods keep posting it. All of this is speculation. So yeah, let them watch.
I just wanted to come on here and let you guys know that.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you for
Anyone
letting us
said
know
anything
something we were aware of. Is there anything else that you had, or should we drop you?
Nope, that was it.
All right, well, you have a good night.
You too.
I don't think that anybody said anything that's going to be like, oh my God, they're
No, because I wouldn't allow it. Yeah, everything was alleged. I inserted alleged everywhere. I'm not worried, guys.
That's
Hey,
the other
can you
thing with
guys
the
put a
small
one
towns.
in the chat if you're watching? Just let us know. I'm
Wait a
curious.
second. Who was that?
Trust in God.
He used to date Kimmy.
He's the one that was with Kimmy at the bowling alley when Kimmy's sister was missing. That was weird.
Oh, I don't know. That's
Yeah, him coming up here saying you guys are being watched. Who's watching us?
there's a lot of
That would be just one of the other creators that are working the cases. People do that all the time. I mean, it's because Rebecca's best friends in here, so they're just streaming it. I mean, it happens all the time.
Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully that this is bringing like some awareness to you. Hopefully maybe you're gaining some empathy from watching. I appreciate all of you.
You know,
They
my
are
whole thing is the
some
misinformation.
investigators that have been a little bit I'm not gonna say like ignorant, but yeah, kind of.
I'll say it. I've been watching the lives. There's some things that I find, I'm not going to say who, but I find not okay. But hello.
I got mad at one of the lives the other day and completely left because I was just like, the scientific facts that you guys are spouting are not correct.
Yeah.
Like someone said that her body would be preserved because it was cold, and I said when she went missing, it was not cold. Not here in Cadillac.
Even that, but how do you know when she
No, I mean, I could walk outside in shorts. That's when I know
she
it's
went missing,
not.
but it doesn't
Exactly,
mean she
and
was
then
dead
they
the day
said
she was
that
missing.
decomp wouldn't be terrible, and I said that's not true because the weather fluctuated so bad it would have progressed.
Was she stored inside or outside? When did she die? All of that matters. All of that plays a part. None of us know the answer to that. I have seen a lot of creators really try to keep it factual. And props to them, kudos to them. I don't know, a lot of people don't like when you call out other creators, and so I tend to not to, but I've seen a lot be respectful and try and keep it factual. Kudos to them. I followed a couple of them, so then you know who I'm talking about. But I've also seen a lot of creators purposely put out misinformation and lie to their followers. That's horrible. That's not cool.
I wanted to
Speculation was the freezer.
I wanted
You
to
see,
read Beck's
it's one thing
comment
to
really quick, y'all,
there's no
if you
proof
don't
that that
mind.
woman was in a freezer. It's one thing to speculate and say, hey, you know what? She could have been put in a freezer. That's pure speculation, and I'm going to say that, and I'm going to say that a million times over. But to say it and then let people run with it as fact and not tell them it's speculation and make sure they know that that's not a fact, that's where your obligation as a creator, if you're going to hold a live like this, you have to let people know. Nothing that Little Bit has said, I haven't vetted her. I have no idea who she is. I let you all know that. I'm truthful. I will let you know when something's a fact, but until then, we're all just a guessing game. But when it comes to the actual facts, we only know that the woman went missing. She showed up dead, last week? There was no baby with her. People have been arrested. We don't know how they're connected to the situation or what the charges are yet. And that's really all we know. Everything else is purely speculation. I'm done with my spiel. You guys can go ahead now.
I just wanted to mirror what Beck was saying in the chat. The comment about, giving respect to the people on the panel that are here to share their story. I don't know who's got all the noise in the background, but if you guys don't mind muting, if you're not talking, that would be much appreciated. But I would love to hear more about Rebecca and who she was, and just really anything that the panel members who are grieving her loss would like to share. I would like to give the opportunity for y'all to kind of take the floor and talk about whatever you want to talk about. And just a reminder to the chat to please keep it respectful.
Hey, Tony, I didn't even see you up there.
By the way, whoever said since all of you were Rebecca's best friend, why were any of you at court today? I was.
I was. And I didn't even know her.
Yeah, say we were up there. We've been doing. Get off me. But no, we've been doing the protest. We've been, we have been boots on the ground since pretty much day one.
Yeah, I don't, people need to acknowledge that too, that people are doing their part, just talking about it, bringing awareness. Again, it's just the misinformation you got to be careful with, guys. It's one thing to speculate. This is all speculation, this conversation as of now. So yeah.
So I wanted to maybe I don't know if you guys wanted to talk about the James Strobel thing or whatever, but I think we kind of got a little bit sidetracked by trust in God. I don't know if you guys wanted to touch on that some more, or if there was maybe a different subject that you wanted to talk about.
I think.
I'm going to bring up Jesse. Jesse's got a question, I believe.
Okay.
Jesse. Jesse, you there? No?
So I have a question. There's rug use and you guys live down the road. Is that a known home where people know of it, in the community as being, that type of place where to go if you want to get that? Or
Honestly, most of the places in Cadillac, there's a lot of them. You mostly know about rug users by the people themselves.
Got you.
Okay.
Is Rich a known? Because his charges show it. That, you know what I mean? I read his charges, so that's not, that's not misinformation. He absolutely, delved in math, and so I'm going by his charges, which is fact. But I feel like everyone is trying to get a piece of Rich. Is he a big timer?
I'm not 100% sure, to be quite honest. I don't really know Rich. Like I said, I don't know of this family. I just kind of got pulled in with knowing somebody else.
Got you, yeah. Hey, Mandy, did you want to say something?
I did. I have a couple questions for Little Bit. I wanted to go on. How did Courtney threaten you when you were pregnant?
I was pregnant with her husband's nephew's child, and she wanted my child, and I kept telling her no.
Wait, hold on. I gotta work this out in my head a second. You were pregnant with Courtney's
Husband's nephew's child.
So Brad's nephew's child. He's the father of your baby.
Brad's nephew. I was pregnant with Brad's nephew's child. Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Make sure I'm
Did she
getting
get
this correct.
asking for your baby?
Yes, she wanted my child, and I kept telling her no. It made her mad, so she started threatening me. And then after that, I got close with Becca, and after Becca went missing, I asked her.
I'm gonna interrupt there. What do you mean she wanted? Did she approach you and say, "Hey, let's sit down and have a conversation. I want to raise your baby"? Like, how did that conversation happen? If you don't mind me asking.
She sat me down at her house after I moved in there, and she straight up goes, "Can I raise your child because you are homeless?"
Okay, and then you said no.
Correct, and it just made her mad.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. You carry on.
And after that, she started threatening me, telling me, well, if I didn't give her my kid, she would make me disappear so she could have the kid.
Guys, this is all alleged.
What year?
I can't confirm any of it.
23.
Okay.
I told the cops this.
Okay. You don't. So, was there something with a baseball bat?
No, she threatened me with a gun.
Again, I can't confirm any of this, guys.
The baseball bat was told on a live that Courtney chased Rebecca out with a baseball bat at one point.
Oh my God.
Okay. Someone just kept mentioning baseball bat in the
Yeah.
in the chat. So
I can't remember who said it, but it was said that Courtney chased Rebecca out of the yard with a baseball bat. And Little Bit is not Paige. Want to confirm that again.
So you
Little Bit is not Paige.
Right. So Little Bit, you became friends with Rebecca after this conversation with Courtney?
Yes.
And how did you meet Rebecca again?
Through Rich.
Through Rich. Not through Courtney.
The chat is saying that the baseball bat was Paige. She got chased with the baseball bat.
I don't know. Well, Paige isn't here, and so, yeah. How long did you live with Courtney?
A month.
Oh, that's not too bad. How was that?
It was horrible.
How did Rich meet Rebecca? Oh, that's a good question.
I'm not exactly sure how Rich and Rebecca met.
Someone is streaming me, Ivory. Let them stream me. I don't care. So you don't know how they met. It's just what, I keep going back to the whole, these girls are dating their mother's exes. There's something about that's not sitting right with me. That's just a long scenario.
Okay, I'm sorry. Sawyer, you really need to stop. You don't know my relationship with Little Bit and Mrs. Moreland. So you just gotta stop. You have no idea. Just because you and I have had beef before because of the Sebastian Rogers case, you gotta stop. So you gotta stop.
Wait,
But
what?
I will get a hold of you after I pick up my son from wrestling, because they'll tell you right now I have not asked them personal questions at all. They have vented to me, so you don't even know what you're talking about. Thank you. I appreciate you letting me on the panel. My kids come first, so
Yeah, and that's okay.
Understandable.
Yes.
Thank you for coming
yes,
up. You.
yes, absolutely. Araya, I will get a hold of you later. Keep your chin up, girl.
Sounds good, and I'm gonna try.
Okay, honey.
Comment section to understand that being nasty is not solving anything either.
Yeah, guys, it's pointless. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all here to bring awareness, talk about Rebecca, the situation, the nastiness between people. It makes no
And
sense,
there's
guys.
no gatekeeping here because, this is true crime. There's thousands. If you don't like what's being stated, you can leave. But there's no gatekeeping on this case. People have followed it. I appreciate everybody who's given information, searched, whatever the case may be. But everybody does, it's a high profile crime. Everybody has the right to speak on it. It'd be like me saying, "Oh, my grandparents knew Ted Bundy, but you can't talk on Ted Bundy because only I." So these people are living in the town. They have close relations with this family, and they're actually doing us a service to understand who Rebecca was, the family dynamic. So keep it respectful in the chat to them because they're innocent victims themselves.
And they don't have
There's
to be
all
here,
those
and they don't have
people
to
in the
share.
chat thinking they're gonna get to me. They're streaming you. They're talking about you. This ain't my first rodeo. I don't play that game. So
As,
you're wasting your time and your energy typing it.
as for people watching inside of the chat or like live streamers live streaming, the only reason why they're live streaming is because the majority of the people who have come inside of panels who are from Wexford County or personally know them, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to just have a little bit because everybody is just trying to figure everything out. But again, I would like to say, because I haven't said it in a while, as far as it goes with the baby, we are not talking about baby because of the safety of the investigation on the baby. Like I said, I feel like Rebecca would have been found sooner if the false allegations and false information was not said. So to be able to hopefully, because we learned our lesson when it came with Rebecca, we found Rebecca, and I'm happy that we found Rebecca. It's sad for the outcome that we did find Rebecca, but as far as it goes with the baby, and again, out of respect of Ivory's live, I'm going to say this with a little bit of gratitude and anger in the back of my voice. We are not giving information about the baby. The authorities have already said that TikTok Live jeopardized when it came to Rebecca. Rebecca probably would have been found sooner if people weren't agonizing and dropping down people's throats and just being cruel to the people who did. Like, okay, so the people who are like Shaylan, Caleb, a little bit, myself, we are just here to give people who are not from Wexford County a little bit of insight of what Wexford County is and to be able to help with the false accusations that have been said. And when everybody is personally, especially for Little Bit, when Little Bit comes in here, Little Bit personally knew Rebecca. They were friends. She has from day one sat there and asked, she's done a candlelight for Rebecca. She's went to the search party, and as tiny as this woman is, she screamed her lungs out. So for everybody sitting there saying,
Tiny.
"Oh, well, this, and
She's
this,"
teeny
can
tiny.
we just can we just respect? I'm 5'4" and she doesn't even touch my shoulder. But can we just respect the fact that people? I mean, can you imagine if this was one of your loved ones, whether it be your mother, your dad, your brother, your sister, your husband, your wife, or even one of your babies, somebody who you love? Can you imagine standing in front of somebody and trying to have a hard conversation? Like, so please, please, out of the 788 people that are in this, and for all of the people watching in the background lives, Can you please knock it off with the disrespectful, the rude, the hate comments?
Let me jump off the back and say that there's going to be a lot of, in my panel, this is open to anybody who wants to speak, whether we like them or not, whether you like them or not. Anybody who knows her personally, we can't vet that information that they're giving, but we do appreciate that they're giving their perspective on it. And that's exactly what Little Bit is doing. Can I sit there and say that everything Little Bit is saying is absolutely true? No, but I appreciate her telling her story, and it's whether or not you decide to take it or leave it. There ain't no facts that we can give here. There's nothing I can do to vet this information, but we do thank her and appreciate her time for giving us a little bit of the backstory and a little more understanding to what the story is. So I just wanted to put that out there.
I do have a quick question for Wexford County people. Did anybody else see the snitch updated list?
Yes, I
Yeah,
did.
I have. Somebody put it on Facebook.
Let me in. What's a
Half
snitch?
of those people are dead. Some
So
of
the
those people
snitch
are dead.
list, the snitch list, and I can send it to you. I will message you when I get off because I personally do have it. And I do want to jump in on this one because I personally am talking to somebody who is inside of the jail that I seen was on the snitch list, and I was like, yeah, why are you on the snitch list, homie? Like, please explain. Rebecca's name was on the snitch list. It is a whole bunch of names from Wexford County, and I know at least 2 of them that are in regards to Uggs. And for the people who are asking what Uggs are, put a D in front of the Uggs, and you should understand where we're going with. For TikTok purposes, we have to use certain words.
You forgot the R in there too.
It's people who rat on each other for lesser charges.
Yeah. Oh, and is it true that both Rebecca and Rich are on that?
Yes.
Rebecca's name was on it, so was Richard's.
Does anybody have that list?
Rebecca's name was on it. I saw the list.
I have it. Hold on a second. I can try to bring it up.
I was gonna say, if you want to green screen it, we can put you in the big box, or if you want to email it to Ivory.
And then where does this list come from?
Yeah,
Nobody is 100% sure where the list is actually coming from.
I just found out about it.
Here you
So,
go.
I mean, I'd like to even point out the fact that the people that are, that whole snitch list, it's like, so you're telling me if
I
you
put the
were
list
facing
up.
a lifetime in prison, and they said, if you snitch on this person, we will give you this much time, nobody's going to take that? Dude, I know for a fact, like, at least 10 people right now that will be like, okay, you know what? Yeah, I don't want to sit in prison for the rest of my life. Here's the names.
Can I just ask a question?
Hey, I'm sorry, I forgot you up there. Yeah, go ahead, feel free.
Hey, no. First of all, I just want to appreciate everybody on here, and I appreciate the people who did know Rebecca and coming forward and just telling their stories and the people they knew. That takes a lot of courage to do so, and so the people on here that's being disrespectful, you shouldn't be on here. Everybody's just trying to help each other and figure out what's going on. That's just my 2 cents. I did have a question though. I've just recently started following this and watched a few of the live people that were doing watching the crime scene. And I know we really can't say much, but I was curious as to where we are up to, I guess at this point right now, as far as things going on, and maybe if there's been any more press releases from the police of what they have found so far
So as far
from
as
their
I know,
investigation.
they have not given any more press releases. They're refusing to give a lot of information. The only thing I know to be fact was that she was found. The baby was not found with her. I know it was a couple of miles away in the forest that she was found. And as for arrests, I know Courtney and Brad were arrested last night. They're arraigned tomorrow at 10:30. And that Kimberly and Rich are still in custody. But other than that, I don't know that we know very much more.
Oh, great.
To be
Great.
fact.
Thank you so much. And I'll just keep listening and try and stay, not chime in.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank y'all again so much for keeping us updated on what you
Absolutely.
can.
So that's the snitch list.
Yes, which
Where do you find this snitch list? Is it like just something posted on Facebook? Did someone email you? Is it on a
I
police website?
I don't know how this Melissa Shackduck, I feel like I'm slithering her name. I don't know how I even popped up to it, but I was scrolling through Facebook and it popped up and I screenshotted it because I'm not going to say the person's name, but I personally know somebody who is currently inside of jail for doing UGs. And that's the reason why I screenshotted it was because I sent it to the person on Messenger or JPay and was like, "Hey, I got a question," because I wanted to know, not that the person would give it out, but I wanted to know like what it was or where it even came from. And that individual said he does not know where it came from or what it is about. And like people said inside of the comments, the cops are not just gonna randomly toss out a hit list, basically, is what this is, because that just gives a whole
Yeah.
list of names of people who, so on and so forth, if you know what I'm going at without saying it. It just gives a whole list of people who either ratted out to get a lower sentence or to make it so that way they didn't even have a sentence.
No, I think a corrupt person basically on the inside leaked it as like a revenge thing.
Yeah,
this
like she
seems
said,
like
there
more of a
is
hit list for the town than it does an actual snitch list.
there is conversations, and again, this is a legend because I don't know if it's actually true, but there is a rumor going around that that Wexford County is corrupt and that there is a lot of stuff being investigated on the outside of Rebecca's case that has come into light with the Rebecca case. So
I'm gonna jump in right there. Wexford County is corrupt. I'm pretty sure not too long ago there was a judge being investigated and all of his cases had to be reopened here in Cadillac.
Whoa.
Including yours, Shar. Just, you might want to get a hold of your mom on that one.
oh, I definitely will be because again, not Ivory. I'm not gonna say I don't want to disrespect your live, but I do have people inside of the comments that were before they were shut off. Thank you for shutting that off because I'm over here like shaking. As far as it goes with the stuff that I said, I will not give any more detail on my case. It was trauma that happened to me, and I am still recovering from it. I still
You
do
don't need to speak on your information at all. That's not neither here nor there.
Yep.
Please don't feel.
I've said it
you
a
have
couple of times. I've said it a couple of times in life because or on my lives, and if you know, you know. If you don't, out of respect of Ivy, I'm not going to say it, but it was a very touchy situation, and it did prove that Wexford County is completely work backwards. I'm also going to say, because I know that people are watching me in the background, and again, I don't care if you hate me, I don't care if you unfollow me. At the end of the day, I really don't care. I am me, you are you, and I don't expect everybody to like me. When people were walking in through the house, I did make a call because I was worried about that person's safety, and it was told that nobody is walking through the home. When excruciating messages, and especially this one, when the excruciating messages of Rebecca Park was given out on live, that was so disrespectful. 100% disrespectful. And when I had made that call in tears, because that is how I found out, beside the people actually messaging me telling me that Rebecca was found, I went to go get on live or on TikTok and I was just scrolling and I found out how she was allegedly found. That alone can shatter somebody's heart. And I do say it with a tear inside of my eye. That is not a way. That is not a way that somebody should find out that their loved one was found. And for somebody to put that on social media from being somebody who is close to somebody in the case, like Rhea and Caleb, that was so freaking disrespectful. And I did call and say that that was being put on live. And Wexford County straight up told me on the phone that if I didn't like it, to turn off my phone. And at that point, it wasn't even about me finding out that excruciating information. That was for the loved ones watching and trying to get updates, because Courtney and Brad and everybody else is a lying, they manipulate, and everybody just wanted the truth. And for somebody to post that was disgustingly so freaking disrespectful.
If you're talking
That's
about
like
the picture,
posting
that's been
something-
proven AI.
That's like posting that a loved one died without telling the rest of the family.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the picture?
No, I'm not talking about the
because that
picture.
was proven to be AI.
Yes, that is AI. That was that was proven. I am talking about how they said that she was found. Like, I'm not gonna say it because it's disturbing and it's disrespectful.
I was highly triggered by the description myself. I totally understand, and I am so very sorry that you guys had to discover that information on a live stream. I can only imagine how much more salt that put in the wound for you.
I threw my phone and I got off my phone for 2 days because I wanted
It was
to
definitely
scream
traumatizing.
and shout. It was traumatizing. It 100% was traumatizing. I mean, and for the people watching in the background and everybody watching inside of the live, when you're talking about this or when you're giving information, I want you to take a step back and kind of ask yourself, is this the information I would want somebody to give out about my loved one? Is this the information and how I would want me to find out about, like, when somebody said that she was found? I'm going to say a lie because I'm not going to say the truth, but say she had a blue hat on, okay? But with graphic detail, is that, before you post that online, if you had a loved one missing, is that how you would want to find out that your loved one is missing? Because I sure hell don't. I would want the cops and the authorities to approach me and tell me that. So yes, that was very disrespectful.
That's wild.
I don't think that was their intent, though.
No, sometimes though, she's right. I think you have to take a step back and really think it out before you do it, and do it with a little more truth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I know some people were asking about how Rich and Becca met. Early on, it was said when Becca was living with Paige, because Rich is Paige's uncle, he came over to fix the well or fix some kind of appliance, some kind of something. And that's how they met.
Maybe, yeah.
Rich was not Paige's uncle. Paige
Well,
and
he's
Rich,
something to Paige.
he was nothing to him, honestly. He was just a friend to her that she was screwing behind Rebecca's back.
See, without Paige here, then that we have Paige here for that comment. Otherwise, we can't.
That's
Really,
another
but
thing.
On that note, it is 6:30. I gotta go get my kids dinner. I will be back on live at 9 o'clock tonight. So hopefully you all come back and join me. But I do have to get going. Everybody on the panel, I really do appreciate your time. Little bit, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you being on here.
Thank you.
This more,
And
yeah.
thank you for everything you've done.
Um,
And I think all the creators have done a phenomenal job. I think had the creators not done all they did, they would not have gotten a fire up under Wexford's
Oh
rear
yeah, they
end.
put pressure on
So
law
I dis-
enforcement. Absolutely.
Wexford saying they needed this to get them to move forward.
Yeah.
I do want to say, for the big creators, I really do feel because cops can't really do so much. They have to wait for like rules, and they have to go step by step. So I do really feel that some of the creators, and you guys know who I'm talking about, with them hounding in the way that they did it. I mean, I'm pretty sure that you guys did do a really good job when it came to, because I'm sorry to say, but it didn't start coming out until somebody hounded Kimmy, and then she was like, well, my mom did it. And that's when everything just kind of went bam and everything exploded. So the big creators out there, you guys did do a phenomenal job. And as much as people say you're not the police, you're not the police, you know, I honestly feel inside of my heart, if it wasn't for them hounding the people that they hounded and allowing them people inside of their box, Rebecca would not have been found. And that is very sad. But again, like I did say inside of Ivory, sorry, I feel like I always say your name wrong. Like I did say inside of the live when I first joined, it kind of goes back to the Rebecca Park case when, you know, live people were doing protests and we were videotaping it and being like, look, we're not going to shut up. We have a voice for these missing people. So it does hit home to some people. And again, thank you for allowing us to come inside of your bubble and have your thing and have a voice.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to all my mods for keeping the chat nice and clean. It was pretty clean, and I really do appreciate all the work that you guys do. So thank you so much. And guys, again, I will be back on tonight at 9. So hopefully I'll see you then. Thank you guys so much.